What's up, everybody? I got a beautiful lady in the house. Let's go. And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Singles Dating Show, episode 2. Number one show in the world for dating. Started right here in Dallas, Texas. Please make sure to like the video on y'all's way in and subscribe. Follow us on the podcast Instagram. And we're now live to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube all at the same time. Go sign up for my new coaching, also linked below if you need any of my personal help. Our new Patreon is also there if you want to see some girls getting kicked out and you want to show some support. Or you can hit the join button right here under the video and become a YouTube member. You can get some really cool emojis if you do that. Also, new shirts are out, so go check them out on the merch store. And we're now streaming on all audio platforms as well, guys. Make sure to add the Instagram right now so you can go add my beautiful guest also. And, if you're a girl that's in Dallas, you're always welcome to DM me on there and you can come on the show. Shout out to my producer tonight. We just got Donnie. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, just to get started, guys, we're just gonna have another discussion where we just talk about dating today, how single life is for a lady in Dallas, Texas. And then if anybody wants to call in, if you're trying to ask her any questions yourself, you can do that. You can do it anonymously. You can call in with video, whatever you'd like to do. Or if you just want to debate me on something, I would love to kick your ass. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get this started. We can just learn more about you. Thank you for coming back. When were you here last time?
I was here like last Thursday.
Or Friday? Last Friday, probably.
Last Friday.
Yeah, last Friday. Yeah. Well, shout out to you for thank you for coming back. What was your
Thank you
name?
for having me.
Yeah. What was your name? Age, education level? What you did for work again?
Diamond Johnson. I'm 23. I'm a business administration major, graduate from Alcorn State, owner and hairstylist of the Diamond Effect and Wigs by Diamond. And yeah.
Yeah. How's work been lately?
Work been great. Life been great. I'm grateful.
You're grateful.
I'm grateful for everything
You're blessed.
I have going on. Very blessed.
Do you do you live here in Dallas with family, or are you by yourself?
No, I'm from Dallas, so all of my family lives out here in Dallas. Yeah.
Do you live alone?
No, stay with my aunt. Me and my aunt stay together, but I'm about to venture off. I just came straight from college, so you gotta stack it back up one more time.
Screw that rent. Why are you trying to move out? That shit's expensive
I like being by
right
myself.
now.
I stayed by I had my own place for like two years. I like staying by myself.
I like it depending on who you're living with. Like certain people are bad roommates.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I've had bad roommates, but
so
I like staying with my aunt. I want my own space.
You crazy with these fucking prices right now. I would not be trying to fucking move out.
I
think now's the time where everybody should be saving as much as they can.
Yeah. Just need a little more me time. That's all. I like staying with my aunt though.
But like in reality, like for dating and stuff, do you think it makes a really big deal if you're living by yourself or if you're living with your aunt? Like, is it harder or is it easier? Like, what do you think about dating while you're living with your aunt versus if you're by yourself?
Honestly, I don't think it affects anything because I'm the girl. Now, if it was the guy, it'll be different, because I know we all going through something, but the only way I feel like you should be staying with like your mom or your aunt or something if you're a guy at this age is if you're straight out of college or you're still in school. If you've been home since high school, you should be a grown man and be on your own.
I agree with you. Yeah. No, a lot of people like hate it when I say to do something like that because they want to like save money with their parents' stuff. And I think sometimes it is the best to do that because maybe you can save it to buy a house or something like that.
But not forever.
It depends how cool your parents are.
Yeah,
and it depends like how I don't know. It depends how good you are about your goals. Because I know a lot of guys who say they're doing that
and don't do it.
They like spend like their full $4,000, like their extra money a month on like Gucci and shit. It's just like, wow, you're kind of stupid. Or like they get the crazy car payment with the crazy insurance, and it's like, now you're definitely not gonna move out because you're like put yourself in a hole.
The priorities is messed up.
Yeah, that was one of my mentors. One of the biggest things he used to drill in our heads. He'd always be like, your fucking priorities are fucked up. Like, it was something that, like, every time, like, because he had a little brother that worked with us at a car dealership I worked at, and it was just like, he always got on to us about that because priorities are everything in somebody's life. If you're not good at knowing exactly what's the best thing to prioritize, your entire life is completely fucked up. Shout out to The Compounding Effect. Yeah, that's one of my favorite books. The Compounding Effect talks a lot about this. You got to have your priorities straight.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you say is like as soon as you move out and stuff like that, is there any other big goals other than that right now? Like, what's one of your big goals that you're shooting for?
Well, I don't like to speak on my moves before I can make them or before it's
Sometimes
put
it
out.
holds you accountable. It makes you
So,
have to do it.
no, I do that because some people could speak ill on it and it don't go right. So I'm gonna keep that one to myself. But I will say, generally speaking, I expect to keep working on my brand and my business to where I can focus on strictly that. I just want that to continue to grow. That's my big goal.
Yeah. And all that stuff takes a lot of time. Like as somebody that's created a channel
Yeah.
and like doing stuff, like people don't understand how big of a deal consistency and just like
Hmm.
just keep doing it,
And
like
and
it's
keep
it's
your
the
mind on what you're set out to do.
it's the grind, like
Yeah.
it might take 5 to 10 years, but you're gonna reach it sooner or later.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some
Eventually.
fucking time, man. Uh so are you trying to stay single for like how long do you want to stay single for? Like how much longer are you trying to, just chill?
Uh, I want like 2 more years to myself.
At least 2 more?
2 more, and that's what's crazy because I used to always be the girl that was like, I want a relationship, I want a relationship, I want a relationship. But like, I think after my last little situation, I'm just like, nah. I'm content with being by myself and focusing on me and what I got to do because I'm not where I want to be in life. And I feel like when I'm with somebody or I'm in a relationship, I give my all and I kind of forget what I got to do for me. And so I feel like that's why it's meant for me to be single right now, so I can focus on me and everything that I have going on and everything I'm trying to accomplish. Because a relationship can kind of just knock you off your game.
Well, I think it also sometimes comes down to like girls are, no offense, really bad at picking sometimes
That
today,
too.
and it's like,
I'll give you that.
how like what if you just chill, for a couple years,
Mm.
and you don't pick nobody, and God might bring you the right person because it's gonna
Yeah.
come to you kind of, but at the same time. Be prepared to have good discernment skills for who comes
Yeah.
to you. As I like to talk about,
That's why right now I'm
a lot
just
of
like,
finessers are going to be coming to you. But also, if you see the right guy over the next couple of years, you shouldn't put a timeline on it because, like, say the perfect guy walks in your life in 1 year, like
mm,
you don't need to throw him to the curb whenever it's like shit. God like sent this guy to you for a reason
yeah,
right now. Like if you get a spark or if you get some weird feeling, well, we can't call it a spark. Sparks are bad
sparks
because
of that.
sometimes a spark will lie to your
Butterflies,
ass.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes that shit's a lie. It's
yeah,
bullshit, So like that's
hmm
something that it's sometimes just like a lust, and
yeah,
everybody
definitely. Most of
most
most of
time
the
gets
times it be
caught up in
lust,
lust.
and people think they be in love. It be lust, straight
Yeah,
lust.
yeah,
But I mean, I'm not gonna just off the bat just like put. If I feel like I found the one, I always like try it out. I'm just saying 2 years, realistically speaking. If I'm just giving it a time frame,
yeah,
I would like 2 years by myself.
yeah. I gotta ask this because this is something that's just different to me. What do you think about like like say you get your place and stuff, and you are taking say it's 2 years from now, or
Hmm.
when you decide to take a guy seriously again, um, would you expect after so many months in the relationship or something that he start paying a bill for you or doing anything like that for the relationship to still go on, or are you that type of person? Like would you ask for something like that?
I don't ask for stuff like that. I don't want you to pay a bill because you pay a bill, you feel like you obligated to be here. You obligated to do this and do that. And I'm not shacking up before
Mm.
marriage neither.
You're not gonna
So
move in with somebody before marriage.
no, no, no. Well, I mean,
What if you end up living with them and it's a
I'll
horrible
say,
habits they have and stuff?
yeah, I'll say, I'm not gonna say. Let me take back what I just said because I don't want to live with someone before we're married, but I do feel like sometimes it's good so I can really see. You don't know a true person until you really stay with them,
Yeah, you
and I
definitely
want to
gotta live
make
with
sure
them.
So I feel like maybe when it gets closer to the point of us getting married or talking about being married, then I wouldn't mind staying with them, but I don't want to because I just need to just But back to the original question, if we're if you paying a bill for me, you feel obligated. I'd rather take care of my own stuff. You can come stay the night for however long you want to. A good 2 weeks. But after that, go home.
Yeah, yeah. I just think it's something that I'm really against it. It's something that I hear all the time on the internet. There's so many guys that are doing that
Yeah,
that thing now where they like think that they need to pay a bill for a girl for them to I don't know what it is to keep the relationship
yeah.
right or
I mean, a lot
something.
of girls do want you to pay a bill. Now, I would say I don't want no one just staying at my place and they're not contributing. Like if he's over there like all the time, you can buy a little food or something,
Yeah, I,
but
I
it's
think
not
it's
a
weird when you
requirement.
don't even live like I'm saying in like situations where like you don't even live with the
Yeah,
girl.
no,
It's
no,
like
I don't believe in that. You
yeah,
take care of your house, I take care of mine. I got me like I don't like I said in the last show, I'm not money hungry with dudes. Like anything you give to me is just extra on top of what I'm doing for myself.
how would you like the bills to be in like your household? Like, would
You
you
talking
like
about
it
the
to
fifty
where?
fifty stuff?
Yeah. Or like, how would you like to divide it? Like how would your conversation go with your man whenever y'all decide to move in together? What would you like to debate it on?
I mean, honestly, I would personally like to get with someone that just take care of the bills and I take care of the other things, but
What are the other
I
things?
wouldn't like, cooking, cleaning, picking up the kids,
Like
stuff like that.
so he does all the financial.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to though. But I would say I would like that. But if I was to get married and my husband said, okay, well, not even just that, I'll say maybe he'll take care of the mortgage or something, and I'll buy the
Well, because you
groceries.
still want to work, right?
Yeah, no, I'm never gonna be a stay at home wife. Never, never
Okay.
that.
So
I'm gonna
if you're the
always,
type where you always want to
yeah.
work, then like, what should your money go towards?
But that's all I was saying. That's all I was like correcting myself. I wouldn't mind him taking care of a major bill like the mortgage or something, car note, and then I'll take care of like groceries or like little John's basketball career and stuff. Like little
So you
small
don't
stuff.
mind being like
Yeah,
kind of like
I
that?
don't. But if it's 50-50, it's 50-50. That's my man.
Yeah.
But
Well, don't ever do 50. I
but
already
I
told you.
wouldn't.
I
But
already
I
told
wouldn't
you.
do
Don't you ever
50-50.
do the 50-50 thing. But definitely, like, I like to have these kind of conversations because it's something you're gonna have to talk about a guy
Yeah.
with the guy one day, especially if he's not like somebody that's making $200,000 a year or something.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. I actually always say now for a guy to be a true writer, it takes at least 150K a year
Yeah.
minimum. And like, because just women want more now than ever, like, because of Amazon, because of fucking online and Instagram and
Yeah.
shit. Y'all be wanting all types of crazy shit. So it's like to
Yeah.
really make her happy, it really takes about 150K.
Yeah.
And
But I
and
wouldn't.
most guys aren't making that. So
Yeah, that too.
whenever you start looking at it, you really need to think about, well, would I be prepared to buy the groceries, or would I be prepared to do the electric bill plus the groceries, or like, you know, it all depends. Also, like, do you expect him to pay for all your cars, or would you like to keep that all separate? Where like you'll pay for your own car, knowing your own insurance, but then y'all split the groceries, or maybe he does everything, but you're gonna take care of your own stuff. Like for
I
me and
feel
my girl,
like.
that's an example. Like she takes care of her own car, but I mean, like we're not married or anything, but she take care of her own car, her own insurance, but I'll take care of everything else.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, even when I'm married, if I bought something for me, I bought it. I'm gonna pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it with the intent for me to pay for it. Unless he buys it for me, then it's different. But like, if I'm married,
Like if he
even
bought
a
you a car as a
boyfriend,
gift or
yeah.
something,
If he buy
kind
me a
of.
car as a gift, you should pay it off.
Because yeah, you bought
You
this
bought
fucking
it,
gift. Don't you
but
dare put that $400
yeah,
payment on me.
I wouldn't have got me that. I would have got me the little Nissan. But me personally, though, like no, if I bought a car, I'm paying the car. You pay your car, and then the things that we bought together for the family, then we could split that or choose who gets to take care of that payment. But I don't. I would even married. I don't want my man don't gotta take care of my car. No, it's my car.
What's the minimum amount of time that a guy needs to like? How many dates do y'all need to do a month for the relationship to stay, good? Do you think? And I'm saying even if y'all had kids or if y'all didn't have kids, like how many, dates should there be a week or a month
I've
in a
never
relationship?
even been on a date. Let's start there.
Aww. I wish we had like a fucking womp or like
Womp, womp, womp,
or like the little like
womp.
violin noise or something. Fucking sad
I've
shit.
never been on a date, but I mean, generically speaking, I feel like a husband and wife, realistically, if they're both have their own thing going on, at least a date every 2 weeks,
Every
like
two
once
weeks.
every 2 weeks.
I can
If
respect
you
that.
got kids and stuff, at least once every 2 weeks.
Donnie, what do you think on that? Actually, I've never asked you this.
What?
How often do you think a relationship should go on a date? Every 2 weeks, every month, every week? What do you think?
Man, that's subject to the couple itself. But personally,
How frugal they are?
well, honestly, I think where the game is kind of fucked up. Honestly, is where guys only think they can only date with their wallet. And if
Yeah.
you have that mentality where you can only date with your wallet, then you gotta really start working on your personality a little bit more and become a little
Well,
more
I'm gonna
interested
say
in
Yeah,
that
like this
because
is
person.
a
I
serious
like dates like
relationship though. I'm
picnic
I'm
and
I'm I'm
stuff.
gonna say this is a serious relationship though, where they like live with each other though. I'm not saying this is like a guy that's just like girls that, because that's simping if you're doing dates for girls that you're not fucking and shit. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like that's just stupid. But like I'm saying like a really strong relationship, like if you've been married to somebody for 3-4 years, how many dates should you do a month?
That really does depend on the couple, honestly.
This is one of those things that's like complained about
Yeah,
all the time on the
Mhm.
internet. There's a lot of women
But
that expect more
women
out of their
women
husbands.
honestly would want to get taken out at realistically at least once a week. if
That's what
you're
they
just
would want, but
yeah,
what's
like
Yeah,
once
like
realistic?
at
I mean,
least
that's
once
the
a week.
thing. You know, like
What's realistic is only once every 2 weeks,
Yeah,
though,
that's
or
why I
once a
said once
month.
every two
Once a
weeks.
month is like you
Oh,
better do once a month, or I think you're hurting your relationship. Maybe
I say
I don't
once a
know.
month is only acceptable if we're married and we've been married for a while and we both, like I said, have a lot going on. If it ain't a lot going on and we just got married or we just dating, I should be going out more than once a month. But I've never had a boyfriend, so that
Yeah.
makes up for me not
So
going on dates.
I actually want to peel a layer back on that real quick. So like you said, like you've never even really gone on dates. Like I want to know if there's a reason why. Because I really feel like that women know their value, and like you're really valuable. Like you deserve to be taken on the dates.
Yeah.
Like I know you're not a virgin or anything, so you've obviously like
Yeah.
you've exchanged some value before
Yeah.
without getting what I think you deserve personally. And what I want to know is, do you think there's a reason why, whether it's family or something in your history, that makes it to where you've always been willing to give away your value without expecting that man to give anything first, like giving you the dates,
Um.
giving you, like the relationship stuff first?
Originally, I would have said other reasons, but going there, I've realized, it got a lot to do with my dad. I picked the wrong type of dudes, and with my dad, he was in and out of my life. I kind of was just like, daddy, 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 and it was like
Yeah.
nothing, nothing, nothing.
This is
So
like
I
how
feel
it
like
always is. Yeah.
I kind of do that with dudes, and I kind of like settle with not taking a relationship role because I just would rather just have that person there and not have to deal with like them saying they don't want to talk to me at all because they don't want a relationship right now. I'd rather just at the time. See, I'm not like this no more.
Mm.
But at the time, I was like, I just take what I can get, kind of not knowing my worth for real. But
Yeah.
now things is different. That's why I'm staying to myself.
But it always takes that learning spirit. But I love asking these type of things though, because when we always peel these layers back, we can always prove and see, exactly. It comes from childhood. It comes from our
Yeah,
parents. It comes to
definitely.
just like what, like how we were raised. It's really sad to me though, because this is America today. This is how bad the country is. Like there's not a lot of fathers in the household. Like how early did your parents separate?
They separated when I was like 3. My dad was in and out after I was 5.
After you were 5, and did
So,
you get a stepdad at some point?
ooh no.
No. So
Mm-mm.
yeah,
I just the only father figure that I had consistently growing up in my life was my grandfather and my uncle. That's
okay.
pretty much it.
And for your mom, like after everything was said and done with your father, what do you like? What was her dating habits like, and do you think that affected you at all? Like, was there
Um, her dating habits was kind of like
like you
the
could just say
same.
simply like toxic or good, or like what do
Yeah,
you
like
think?
toxic. I feel like that it didn't make me like do anything else. It kind of just made me see more of what I wouldn't put up with
Yeah,
or what I wouldn't want to deal with. So I
it can
guess
still
that's
kind of give
another.
PTSD and like make you avoid certain things that maybe
Yeah,
might be good things.
yeah.
But you'll see it and be like, okay, now that reminds me of this. I don't like that.
Yeah, that too. I just, I learned a lot from my mom. A lot of what I don't want or wouldn't want to do. Some lessons that I won't have to go through because I've learned them through her. But yeah, I feel like my dating habits have. It's a lot of with to do with the dudes I pick as well too though. Like
Yeah.
I would normally always go for the guys that's like wounded, broken hearted, try to play fix it up. I'm not fixing shit up.
Yeah. Are you bad about not asking questions? Because I like to say that like women don't like to ask questions because you'll destroy the fantasy.
That's
So
that's definitely what I was doing.
it's a
And
very normal thing. It's very
I
normal.
caught it with the last dude I was with. So I was trying to talk things out more, but um it can't work if two people ain't willing to talk.
Oh
So
yeah. I mean, those guys, you gotta understand. Once they once we get the pussy, we
yeah, they don't
won.
care.
We won the game.
Yeah,
The
y'all think
game's
y'all can
over.
check
If
out?
if it was Monopoly, I just won the fucking game. I just killed it. It's over, guys. I just won the game. So yeah, if I always say that's why like if you just hold the sex back, you get to win the game.
Yeah,
You gotta. I mean, Just don't hold it too far back and take advantage of a bunch of simps, because that's just mean.
Yeah.
Come on, that's just fucked up.
But do it to those that deserve it.
Oh, really? See,
Do it to those that
this is
deserve
what
it.
I always talk about, though. See, like when guys do this to women, it makes them mad, and then y'all want to go take advantage of certain guys because it's like he deserves this because of this fucking these assholes, you know?
No, I'm saying do it to those that deserve it. Like only hold it back from a dude that you're dealing with that you like. I know he's.
Oh, only have sex with those guys who deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm saying.
Take advantage of the guys who
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah.
Well, what guys deserve it?
The ones that treat you wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, like I mean, it's hard to finesse.
You're
I
saying
think it's
before
hard
the
to.
sex.
I think it's hard to finesse. I just got your Insta DM. I could do a call in. Oh, what's up, Torsha? You want? If you're more welcome to call in if you want to. Donna, if you want to put the link in for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta ask you really quick. What do you think about interracial dating right now? Like, do you see yourself wanting to be with like a different race, or do you only want to stick to black people?
I believe people can date who they want. Me personally, I like black.
You like black?
I don't even find myself attracted to men of the. I think the only man of the opposite race that I liked was Justin Bieber. And that was like when I was like 10, 12. That's it. I'm not I'm not into that.
Justin Bieber though, that's fucking funny.
I was young. Justin Bieber was very cute. Very cute.
I think that was every girl from like your generation, like
Very
25 and under, probably like all like Justin Bieber.
And he can sing.
So, but like, what if you find like the perfect black guy? You know, like he literally is doing everything. Like he wants the relationship with you. Like he's not playing all these bullshit games like all these other guys have been doing. You know, like he's very serious and he's checking all the box. Like he has the height, he has the money, like whatever it is that like you really want. But like he's really honest with you. Like he's like, look, babe, like I have these other options and like I'm gonna exercise them. You know, like I'm sorry, but it's like I love you. I fucking love you. Like you're my wife. But like I'm gonna exercise these options, you know. Like, wait, are you gonna accept it? You think? No, you're done. Can't do it.
Like I said, looking at my mom's past history, I was able to see what I will and won't tolerate. But looking at my grandmother and my grandfather's relationship, I seen what I can get. And there is men out there that will give me the stars, the moon, the sky, and everything in between, and be for only me. You know, that requires a lot of discipline, but you can find one out there. I'm not about to settle for somebody that is perfect but want to share. I don't share.
It just sucks because, like, I'm sure I told you on my show or on the last show, but black guys are very sought after, you know, and like
definitely.
it's kind of you're just if you want to be with a black guy, you're in a competitive market.
Yeah,
you need to be prepared for the competition.
But see, I'm not competing. This is the thing. I like if I'm talking to somebody,
we're all competing. We don't like to accept it, but at the end of the day, we all competing. Okay.
Okay, I'll give you that. But me personally, I just feel like I'm not about to just settle.
Yeah. What was the word that I used the other day? Like we should stop using the word settle. It's starts with a C. I can't think of the word. Not settle, but
that
need
that
to.
probably wasn't on.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on your episode, but do you know what the word was, Donnie?
Man, I can't remember.
It's not settle, but it's fuck. I can't think of the fucking word. Somebody in the chat fucking remind me. But yeah, settling sounds really bad. God, I wish I could fucking remember the word.
I got a question too.
Yeah, go ahead.
About that whole settling thing, because I do hear a lot of women say settling. Whenever we talk about, you know, the wants or the preferences from a woman, it's usually like a long checklist of all this kind of stuff. He needs to be 6 foot, 6 figures, you know, got a 6-inch dick. He has to be charming. He has to have game. He has to be an asshole, but not an asshole to me.
Most of the time that sounds like checklist of women that's not even being reasonable. Me personally, I don't have I'm not gonna just be like, okay, I'm only talking to dudes that's 6'2" and that's it. Like, nah.
If we need to go play back her video. I need to see what she said last show.
No, I said no. You asked what's our preference, and I said I would like a dude that's 6'2", but most of the dudes I talk to are not 6'2".
What would you settle for? Because you're just saying you don't want to settle. So what would you settle for?
Settling meaning like putting up with stuff that I know I wouldn't.
I want to know like what height would you settle for though? Like what's the lowest
would be
height?
Your preferences?
Like your
no
real
shorter than 5'7". I'm 5'7". You can't be no shorter than me.
So you would date a guy who, if you wore heels heels next to him, you would be 4 or 5
I
inches
could have
taller than him.
swore you said somebody
Maybe.
taller last episode because
No,
you
I
wore
did.
heels.
I did say no. Y'all asked if I would prefer,
Yeah, that's
and
what we're
I said
asking.
yeah, 6'2". But I'm saying like I wouldn't talk to nobody no shorter than 5'7".
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
put on
That's
heels,
settling right there.
So
but
the reason ultimately why I'm asking this kind of question, like with the preferences, the number of preferences that women usually ask for compared to the preference of men, who's really settling here? Is it the men or the women?
we do settle. We settle. We settle a lot.
Yeah, I
But
could agree with that. But I mean, for the guy that you really ultimately want, who's actually really settling here? Because I could tell you, a woman that the guy's really wanting, a lot of times the guy is the ones that
it's way
settling.
out of their league. Is what you're saying. The
No,
women that they normally want is out of their league. That's what most of
no,
the time
I'm
it be.
saying the guys that the women that guys usually choose. Like we don't care about getting a chick that makes $20,000 a
Yeah.
year, still lives with their parents. Versus you would not accept a dude that lives with his parents. Would
Yeah.
not make it $20,000. So really, who's actually settling here? Because I always hear that terminology "settle" a lot from women, and it's
I
like
feel like maybe we all look at
if you're
settling.
hypergamous, like how are you settling if you have that hypergamous mindset?
I feel like maybe women and men look at settling differently. That could be it too, because I know we look at settling more so like I just said, a certain
financially
thing.
or height,
Not no. That's I mean
that's settling for sure. Like if a woman is like looking for a guy that makes like $1 million a year, which she's like 22 or 21, and then by the time she's like 30, she's like, you know what? Let me take that down to like
well, let me say this:
50K a year.
every woman is different. Me personally, I'm not gonna make a height a requirement. I just don't want you to be no shorter than me.
Yeah.
If it's anything else, then I'm cool. But as long as you meet like the inner you, meet the good qualities that I want, like someone that knows how to communicate, do things a man's supposed to do, so on and so forth. If as long as you're able to meet those type of requirements, then I'm cool with the height. Just don't be shorter than me.
I gotta ask, because there's a lot of like wants on each side sometimes. What if the guy wanted you to not go on girls trips, not go on girls night out to the club with like your friends and stuff like that? Would you sacrifice those two things?
No, because are you my daddy?
You wouldn't?
I'm a grown woman. I'm not gonna tell you not to go out with your friends. Now, if it's like we in the middle of a fight or something, you talking about going out, then it's different. But you can't tell me I'm not going out and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. You're
Here,
not my parent.
let me flip this on you a little bit. Let's imagine that somebody breaks into the house, and this guy who breaks into the house, you look over at your man, you are laying in bed, and you got to be like, hey baby, fucking get up, go go go, and you have to like tell him to go and protect you and stuff.
Yeah,
How would that make you feel?
like I mean, was he asleep?
No, I mean, no, he woke up right there too. He looked at you. He was like, what the fuck?
Oh no, I mean that
And you had to be like, baby, go do something. Like how would you feel?
I would feel like you can't do nothing for me.
Okay,
A
how
little
would you feel if
bit.
you're at like the club and a guy just fucking takes a big old grip of your ass right there in front of your man, and he just looks at you. He's just like, "Heh."
Oh
Like
no,
what would you do? How would you
I would
how
break
would you
up.
feel?
I would break up with my
You would
man,
break up
like
with him?
because you my man. You don't gotta like if my man not at the club and somebody did that to me, I know how to defend
Okay,
myself, and I'm gonna get on him and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'll call my boyfriend right now. He'll beat you up. But
so
if you're standing right there, don't just watch it. You supposed to punch the nigga in the face soon as he touched me.
okay, so that's how men feel when women aren't acting like women. See, a man should be acting like a man, and whenever somebody breaks his house, he needs to get up and do something about it like a fucking man. Somebody grabs this girl's ass, he needs to do something about it like a fucking man. A woman today can do whatever they want. They can act like they're not women at all, and nobody can say anything to them. They can go out on girls' nights. They can go on girls' trips. Do all this stuff
It'll
that
be
is
different
it's
though.
not feminine. It's not womanly at all. It's not what a good nurturing mother or anybody from the Bible would ever fucking do. But it's accepted today. It's some clown shit, honestly, and
Honestly,
like it's just something that like goes on all the time today because it's normalized. But in reality, it's not. Like that's not what men want. Just like how you wouldn't want a man that's gonna look over at you like, what are you going to go protect us? You want a masculine man that's going to do what a man is supposed to do. Just like how a masculine man wants a woman that's going to do what a woman should supposed to do.
I feel like it's two different scenarios, two different things. Me personally, I feel like
It's asking like a woman and it's acting like a
no,
man.
no. Let me finish. So I feel like you protecting us, doing what a man does. That's what you're supposed to do. I know how to submit and listen to what my man says. But just like I wouldn't, even if I'm married, I'm not telling my husband you can't go out with your friends. And that's if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I feel like at the end of the day, it's about people just having fun, resetting. Maybe back in the old days, certain women didn't go out and have fun or whatever, but that was back then. I feel like now women have stepped into the role like, okay, I can take care of my kids, take care of my man, take care of my household and my business, and still go out and enjoy myself. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not whole and if I'm not feeling good, the kids ain't finna feel good, the man ain't finna feel good, the whole house is mad.
Well, it's
So
a whole privilege thing. We had way less privileges 50 or 100 years ago, and we didn't hear none of this shit from the mothers. We didn't hear none of it. It's a whole new privilege. We live in America, the most privileged country in the fucking world, where we are so spoiled as fuck. Literally the richest country in the fucking world. We get to do whatever we want. We get to travel all around. We get all this shit. We all got credit cards where we can fucking do whatever the fuck we want. Shit, trust me, we're privileged as fuck. This is a whole new thing because we can. It's not because it's the best thing. It's just because we can.
I think women have always felt like that. They just didn't have a backbone back then to actually say it and put their foot down and let it be known this is what we're doing. Because a lot of time, like a lot of women from back in the day, I actually seen the podcast with Mary J. Blige, Carisha, and Taraji P. Henson, where they was kind of talking about that, and they were just saying how of this new generation, have been putting their foot down and saying what they will and won't put up with, and how they're gonna take care of themselves first. But opposed to the older generation, where they'll stay in marriages that's not working.
Was it the video
and
that
stuff
I
like
shared that you're talking about? Like I just shared a video that was talking about that, but at the end of the video, if you watched it, it
was
showed
with
how
I'm
bad
talking about
everything
with
was.
Mary J. Blige, and
I don't know if
it
it was
was
Mary J. Blige.
yeah, no, it was Mary J. Blige, Carisha, and Yo Miami. I mean Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah.
They did a little podcast thing, and they were saying like how the older generation, they just put up with a lot of stuff. They didn't really stand on what they wanted to do, and I feel like
Well,
that's just
you should have watched the video I just posted a few days ago, because it was a woman saying this in 1972, saying exactly what you're fucking saying right now, and then it fast forwarded to 1982 to how bad it got and how fucking horrible it got because women started talking like that. And it was because of feminism that pushed black women to talk like that. And you know why? Because it was incentivized for y'all. It was incentivized to break the family apart. Give them food stamps. Give them give them housing. Give them all this stuff. Black women were literally incentivized to break up their families. It was fucked up. It's never been right. It's just what feminism told you was right. And hey, shout out to Torsha. She's gonna come in really quick, guys. We have another guy that's gonna come in also, Glenn. So yeah, I'm excited about this. Torsha, come in here and talk about what was the subject that we were just kind of talking about?
What's up, Torsha? How you doing?
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
hello.
Yeah, we can.
Yay. Okay. I was just making an Instagram post. What were you guys talking about? Dating standards or something?
Yeah. But no. Wait. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about feminism
and
how you were saying how it's not it's not good for women to be out having fun, going out. It's not. They don't do that.
Like the girls' trip, Torsha, you got to back me up here. I'm losing this fight.
Okay.
Going.
Why are girls' trips bad? Why is it bad for a girl to have girls' nights out? What's wrong with this?
Well, there's a few things. You guys were talking about feminism, right?
Yeah.
Just putting it out there, it was probably one of the most racist movements started in America, hands down. Same with the pill, which goes with feminism, just putting that out there. But as far as girls' night out, this is one of those points that I don't know if I 100% agree with, but I've definitely seen it. Women will typically cheat on their boyfriends. That's why they don't like it.
But I mean, it has a lot to do with the person and what they got going on in them on the inside. Most of the time, when me and my girls go out, we going out just to relax.
Here,
let me reverse the roles. Let's say that you went to, or let's say your boyfriend went to a club, and all the girls were prettier than you, had everything you didn't, just whatever that is. And then they were hitting on him all night, like trying to fuck him all night. Would you want him to go there?
That has a lot to do with a woman being insecure.
I wouldn't want him to.
I mean, but you have to know your man too. If I know I got my man tight wrapped, I'm not worried about Susie
These
and
girls are
Where,
also going to be trying to get him drunk. They're
yeah,
more successful than you in every way, shape, or form. They're more beautiful than you. They're going to be trying to get him drunk, and they're going to be trying very hard to sleep with him.
but
Would
and
I
you
feel
still be
like
okay with your man going to an environment like that? Because
I would
that's the
not
equivalent.
if I really I want my man to trust me like I'm gonna trust him, you
This
know.
has nothing to do with trust.
I'm saying
Well, right now, what you're doing is called goalposting. You're moving it to something else. I
no,
want
I'm
you to
not.
answer just the no. Answer just the
I
simple
would not
question.
mind my man going.
You would
I
not
would
mind
not
him
mind
going to a place like
if
that.
you go to a place like that and you because you to everybody to some people this person might be ugly to some people they might be cute. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If you feel like I'm the one for you and I'm the one that you want, you can go see Beyonce and you're not gonna fold because you want me. So at the end of the day, if you go to somewhere, I wouldn't mind my man going somewhere like that. You go somewhere like that and you feel like you
So
find
you'd
better and
be
you feel like it was better and you cheat, that's on you.
would
I
you
gotta
be
move
okay with your
around.
husband going to a strip club?
Hell no. That's different. We're married. We're married.
So
You can get a strip club at the crib. Like
yeah, but
I
I,
new,
do
I mean,
that
so
yeah,
the
but
thing that I'm
for free.
nothing compares to new pussy. It doesn't matter what she looks like. It doesn't matter how much she weighs. It doesn't matter. So
I feel like that's only to men that's not saved, sanctified, and full of the Holy Ghost. If they just out here living
true.
in this worldly world, then of course you're gonna fall into worldly, you know, temptations. But if you know, like I said the last time, if you know who you got it by or whatever,
Have you ever
you know what to do. You're not gonna fold just because it's somebody that looks better than my wife or looks better than my girl or got this better than her and I. You gonna be secure in knowing that you got the best and you got the best for you.
have you ever been cheated on by an ugly guy? Come on, be honest. Be fucking honest. You know you have.
Technically, I've never been in a relationship, so I'm gonna have to say no.
Okay, well, if you were you ever messing with a guy that you kind of lowered your standards for and then found
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
then found out he cheated? So
yeah,
they all cheat.
even the
It's
ugly.
like even the
the
fucking
ugly cheat on
ugly
you the
ones.
hardest.
Yeah,
They cheat on you the hardest because they get a bad bitch and they feel like, oh, I won. Let me go talk to her, and her. Yeah.
they're also lying about how many women they slept with. So most guys probably sleep with on average their entire lives maybe 7 people. Maybe. That's like including the men that are fucking hundreds of women in the average number. So it's probably less than that.
Hey,
Yeah.
I want to bring Glenn actually in here with us because Torsha, you know Glenn Lawrence, don't you? He's friends with Rolo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Bring him in also. Let's have all of us in here. Glenn, what's up, bro? You got your mic muted right now. I think you're muted right now.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I'm
Okay,
good
yeah.
now. You guys hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
bro. What's up, man?
What's going
Good.
on?
Yeah, dude.
I'm
Chilling.
just sitting here listening. I'm kind
Well,
of
she's talking
laughing.
about Christianity a little bit. That's
I
why I wanted
know.
to
I
bring
know.
you
That's why I
in
was
because
laughing.
yeah. He what you used to do?
So I have a degree in religion. And what's up, Torsha? That's the one. Let me just say hello first.
Hello.
Torsha.
Hello. How are you?
Doing well.
Good.
So I got a degree in religion from Liberty University. Former youth pastor, and like I was acting associate pastor from time to time, in a small church. And then now I work in the film industry, so I do more movies and music videos and stuff like that. But I still hold my biblical values and hold my biblical principles. And I did a stream with Rolo on Saturday, and the whole plan was like to kind of reconcile this beef between people that are Christians that say you can't be red pilled, or people like just the whole people think that the red pill and Christianity cannot coincide,
Can
coexist.
you explain the red pill? What you mean by red pill?
It's basically evolutionary psychology. In a nutshell, it's just understanding evolutionary psychology and how men and women act, and what men and women, their natural instincts and their behaviors, and how to address it. And it's a praxeology, so it's like a practice. It's not something that's like golden rules. These are not like like tenets. These are not unbreakable things, but they're like,
Yeah.
hey, over time we have seen if you do this, you result will be this, and it's written in pencil. Basically, it's nothing permanent.
Okay.
Torsha knows more than I do on it, right, Torsha? Did I do a good job?
That was
Yeah,
good.
that was a good explanation.
That was a good
I
one.
understood what it meant.
I would say it's more like the male sexual strategy, but yeah, it was pretty
Sometimes
much
it's
it.
not very good for the female strategy, huh?
Yeah, no, they're adversaries to each other. So
I'm trying to meld the two. It's coming.
Well, I mean, if you know both of them, if you're understanding both of them and how they work, it's good to know both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but one's always going to have to take the back seat, whether that's
Yeah.
the man that decides to commit to the girl or the girl decides to be a side chick for the rest of her life.
That is true.
So
Yep.
You could
But,
be a
but,
blue thing.
but Glenn, what do you think about the difference between Christianity and red pill?
I don't think there's much of a difference other than the fact that
whoa, wait a minute.
Now here's the thing. Here's the main difference. One acts on a moral compass, and one is just the science. One is just is. Right? So the red pill is just is. It doesn't say that you have to do everything that, like what Rolo was talking about on Saturday. You don't have to do everything that says in the red pill. Not everything in the red pill may be good for you, but you just need to know what it is. Like know that these are the tools that are there. Doesn't mean you have to apply them all. And Christianity, like, well, they base everything off of a moral compass and the fact that their whole servant leader model is all ass backwards. Like that's where they kind of mess up. But it's really one is based off of a moral compass. You're using a Bible-based moral worldview. So that's why you don't feel comfortable spinning plates or comfortable, having maybe multiple wives or multiple girlfriends or something like that from a moral standpoint. But you could take a lot of the core principles from the red pill, which you could find also in the Bible, and apply and adopt those.
No, nice, man. What do you think? Oh yeah, no,
You
go
know, you
ahead.
can
No,
ask.
I want you to ask. Go
I
ahead.
feel like you gonna say
No,
something.
you got a good question. Go for it.
I got a good.
Yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say. So, what are your thoughts on how men behave, as regards to Christianity and then the red pill? If you get what I'm trying to say.
Well, I know a lot of men have left the church and found themselves in the red pill. A lot of Christian men like the red pill because it holds a lot of those Christian values and belief system. And it's easier for them to adopt it to some degree. Maybe not some of the spinning of plates or the sexual promiscuity aspect of it, or even the dread aspect. But for the majority of the part, they actually, I think a lot of guys actually agree and coincide with it. I think the hardest part for guys that are Christians is the non-exclusive dating part of it. I think they feel like they're cheating or they are doing something wrong if they're seeing multiple women or something like that. It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think, Torsha?
That is wrong if we're committed to each other.
I said if you're committed, yeah, but if it's not exclusive, that means we're nothing. We're just
And a lot of dating today is non-exclusive, so guys should spin plates. Like guys should have multiple girls that they're talking to because, like, if you focus on one, think about how many guys are focusing
what
on
if you really
you.
like that
you're
one? You don't
finessing
think you
them.
should focus on that one even if you really like them?
No, I actually don't. I think
What?
Torsha, why don't you explain why, like, even in those situations, you shouldn't?
Tarsha, you gotta be on my side.
I am. I'm just thinking like when you say Christian, I'm like, is this the guy that puts like a Bible verse in his Instagram profile, or is this the guy that goes to church on Sundays?
Or is this the one that has like
real
Does he have Philippians 4:13 tatted on him somewhere?
Like he's probably a hoe. Like
no, but real Christians don't have to do
What is
all
a real
that extra.
Christian?
You're gonna know they're a Christian by how they carry themselves. They don't even have to say
What,
they're a
by
Christian.
like integrity, humility,
integrity, how they carry, how they treat others, how they
Christ-like.
talk to others, more Christ-like. All Christians, everybody falls short, but it's about how they continue to go on after that.
Go ahead and never ask that question because I think Glenn asked a very, very good question.
What'd you say, Glenn?
I said, what do you define as a Christian, and what makes a Christian? What's a real Christian man then?
Oh, you said a real Christian man?
Yeah, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about men. So what is a real Christian man?
A real Christian man is going to read the Bible. You know, like I said, we all fall short. Might get busy, but you're gonna always, before anything, you're gonna always put God first. A real Christian, regardless, is gonna put God first, regardless of anything they have going on. Also, by the way they carry themselves, you know, a lot of men, and I'm not saying you're not Christian just because you mess up or you do some of these things, but it's about knowing that you're doing it wrong and trying to make it right. You know what I'm saying? Also, a Christian man is gonna always, like I said, put God first. That's gonna be the main thing, because when you know that they're putting God first, you know everything else is gonna fall in line in the way it's supposed to go. Because, like I was saying in the last show, you know who you're looking up to, you know who you're guided by.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say, you know, a lot of people have read the Bible. It doesn't make them a Christian. There's a lot of atheists that have read the Bible and wrote books on it to dispute it. They're not Christian. A lot of people go to church on Sunday that give money to the tithe offerings. They're just
No, but
doing it
that's why I
because
said
the
it's more
conscience
than
did it.
just that. It's also about having a relationship with God
That's
yourself.
that's the main point right there.
Yeah, that's the
That's the
main
main
thing.
point.
Having a
Yeah.
relationship with God yourself. Me personally, I, like I said, I fall short, but I've currently been on my spiritual journey trying to work on things that I need to work on, and I've been building my relationship with God. And I'm not saying I'm the perfect Christian, because I still curse, you know, but it takes 20 days, 24 days to break a bad habit. So, you know, it's just about having a personal relationship with God, you know. Everybody, a lot of people that like Torsha was saying, that just be posting it in their bio and having it on their body. They don't even have a personal relationship with God. They just want to have that to say, I
Say
got
I
God
do.
on my side. Yeah, without actually, you know, me personally, I'm a PK. I grew up in the church. And I feel like at a point, because I'm a PK, I felt like church was more so of a chore and not something that I actually wanted to do.
Oh
So
yeah.
when I went off to college, when I went off to college, I told myself, because I regardless of me not wanting to always be in church, I still believed in God. So when I went to college, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna stay back. I'm not going to go to church. I'm just going to wait until I feel like I'm ready to start over with that relationship with God, without it being, my mama told me I got to go to church. My granddaddy told me, and we're, you know, because my granddaddy is a pastor as well. So, you know, but once I finally took a step back and God took me through things to where I didn't have no choice but to run back to Him, that's when I was like, okay, I'm ready to start over with my relationship with God, build it from the ground up, and do only the things that I feel like I need to do for my spiritual journey, and not what I think everybody will think I'm doing cool or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I always tell people
Can I
I'm
ask
not
you a
the
question
perfect
there?
person, but
Let me ask you a
yeah.
question. Why do you think that going out for girls' night is a good thing then?
I mean, it depends on how y'all defining it, because if y'all talking about going on a girls' night and like I'm married, I mean, most married women aren't gonna do that all the time to begin with.
Well,
But
but I
it's
mean, regardless, all the time or any time, like, why do you think that like
It's
you should
ever
be
okay.
going?
I mean, I just feel like it's nothing wrong with catching up with old friends, going out to eat, going to get drinks, you know, just laughing with one another. Because me personally, I love being around dudes, but sometimes I just want to see my girlfriends to talk about things that only girls will understand. It's
You
not
can't have
like,
them over for a slumber party, paint nails,
I
and
mean, what grown women want to sit in the house and paint nails? Let's be realistic here.
I don't know.
Most women in our age group, in my age group and older, we like to eat, we like to take drinks, we like to hear music when we eat, or especially in the black
Dance.
community, when we eat, we or have good drinks, we want to dance a little bit. So that's why women go out. And also, I feel like as well, me personally, I've looked at going out as a reset. Most of the time when I'm going through a lot or it's been a hard week, I just be like, okay, I'm gonna go out, have fun, enjoy myself. I want to laugh until I can't laugh no more, till my stomach hurt. It makes me feel good. It's like a good reset. It's not
What are
to,
you wearing when you go out? What are you wearing when you go out? Are you going wearing sweatpants? Are you wearing, you know, a hoodie?
no, I
Or
dress
are you
nice.
you're just an attractive?
I mean, but that's because I like to look good, not to get any
But but
men.
but,
I
but
like to
no,
look good for
but,
myself.
but no, no, you don't. You like to look good
I,
because looking. No, every
I like
woman.
to look good for myself.
Tosha will co-sign this. Every woman looks dresses nice to look good because she likes the fact that people acknowledge them. They notice the attention. Guys may not come up to them or say anything, but they like to know that they are attractive. and they like the compliments that come with it. Women don't do it for themselves.
Let me put it in this.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you clean your house in high heels in a skirt?
Yes.
Well, okay, Torsia, you do, okay, because you extra. No, I'm kidding.
No, me personally, no, I don't. But that's because when I'm home, I like to look down. But let me put it in this perspective for you, okay? So I've had times, okay, where I've went through like a depression, right? And I noticed that sometimes what adds on to my depression is if I'm just laying around the house with my bonnet on, ain't changed clothes, ain't got myself looking good or feeling good. You feel how you look how you feel. So I noticed once I started actually, okay, let me just do my makeup today. Let me just, do my hair. Let me make myself feel good. It made me feel good. You know what I mean? It's more so I feel like it's some women that just say it just to say it, but it's some women that genuinely want to wake up in the morning and make themselves look good, because honestly, when you look good, you feel good. Like I said, when I was going through my depression, that was one of the things that helped me get out of it, was me getting dressed, getting cute, and just looking in the mirror like, okay, you a bad bee.
Let me ask you this question. So let's say your husband come home from work, you have this girls' night planned out, right? And he's used to seeing you, as you said, comfortable because you're at home, right? And then now you're getting ready to go out with your girls, but now you're getting dressed up. And you look better leaving the house than you did when you're at the house. Don't you think that your husband has a right to have a problem with that?
He should only have a problem if he sets that boundary in the beginning of the relationship. If he doesn't, he better not have an issue with it.
I agree.
That too. And I'll also say this. I'm not sure how other cultures do it, but I know in the Black community, a lot of our mothers raise us to know, like, regardless, you don't leave the house looking a mess. No matter who you trying to impress, you don't leave the house looking tacky. You don't leave the house looking a mess. So I think it's kind of in us, like, okay, today I feel like I just wanted to look like BS, but okay, when I go out, I want to look like something. I personally don't never leave the house. If I can have on sweats, but I'm gonna make sure my hair is done. I got a little lashes on. I'm gonna make sure that I'm leaving the house looking presentable. It's more than just always going for a man's opinion.
They actually did.
Like women do it, but I don't think it's all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say this, but I was gonna let Glenn finish this point. Actually, they did a study with all Black women. It was like 4,000 or something like that, where it showed that getting ready or doing skincare or doing anything beauty related was actually ritualistic and like self-help type stuff. And it actually was more of a self-soothing thing than anything else. And it was only within the Black community. And I thought it was like really interesting. So they can actually say they don't do it for other men.
Well, yeah, I get that. Cause like my brother and sister are Black. Like my stepdad's Black. So I know, like, my aunts are Black. I've seen what they do. But even then, like, it's the outfits, it's the attire. Cause you could do the makeup and, presentableness, but it's like what you necessarily wear. Sometimes it's women could wear a little something. Like if you're going out just with your friends, you don't need to dress very provocative walking out the door.
I will say this, when you're a married woman or when you're in a relationship, it's some stuff that you're not supposed to wear. So I'll say let you have that. It's some stuff you're not supposed to wear. As a married woman, I'm not going out with booby pasties on, booty shorts high up here. Like, I have respect for my man. But if I want to go out looking nice, if I want to, cover my legs but show a little tatas, I'm a grown woman. I should be able to do so.
Those are not yours, though. Those don't belong to you. If you're a Christian woman, those don't belong to you.
This is what I say to the guys.
I'm not saying I'm saying like a little cleavage. Like,
those are not yours. According to 1 Corinthians 7, those are not yours. Those are your husband's.
First of all, hey,
that's what the Bible says. She's a Christian girl.
No, you are not going to use the Bible to justify the titty years.
I already said, when you're a married woman, it's some things you don't wear. It's definitely something you don't wear.
Again, because you're talking about a Christian now. I will say this: not every Christian can abide by the Bible standards. Like we all fall short of that. But what I'm saying is that's supposed to be the goal that you're supposed to reach towards. It's supposed to aspire towards, right? So if the 1 Corinthians says 1-7 says your body's not yours, it's your husband's, and your husband's body's not yours, it's his wife's, right? that means if you showing something off that's his, he should have an attitude with it. He should have a right for that.
We only have
honestly,
10 good titty years. Fuck off. You know?
And I'm
You
not
don't got
gonna lie,
10.
me
No,
personally,
you don't
I'm
got
not
10.
gonna.
You can always, they got surgeries for that.
But you know what I mean? It's like this is like one of those things that's like women are getting married
I
after the
get
age
it.
of 30 anyway.
But I'm just saying that I'm saying from when somebody's saying like, oh, I'm a Christian and I'm a this and I'm a that,
Boring.
and I'm pointing out tenets of the Bible where it conflicts with their statement. It's like,
Let me
so
say
are
this.
we picking? Are we gonna start picking and
Like I
choosing
said,
scriptures? Are we gonna
I'm
start
a
picking and
growing
choosing this?
Christian. I'm not a perfect Christian.
No, I
Okay.
get that. I'm
I'm
just saying.
taking everything, every bad habit that I've been noticing about myself and everything bad that I've noticed that I've been doing. I've been taking it step by step. It's a lot of things that I used to do that I don't do anymore because I'm working on my journey. Now, eventually I'll get to the point where I'll be close to I'll say 90% doing everything right. But right now, like I said, I'm taking it day by day, step by step. It's certain things I'm working on at the moment. Right now, I'm young. I want to show a little cleavage. I don't have no man that's saying that's mine because I'm not married. I'm single. No ring on my finger. So I have the free will to show a little something here and there. It's different than showing a whole coochie or a titty on Instagram. You know what I mean? That's different. But if I'm just showing a little skin, there's nothing wrong with a little skin. It's not like I'm showing.
You just gotta wait, Glenn, until she gets a little closer to the wall, bro.
There's something that guys don't understand, or in the space, it seems like that women will have to deal with, and it's like after the age of 30 we have the constant reminder that like our beauty is decaying and we're becoming invisible. So for a girl to want to go out on a girls' night out and look attractive, let her do it. You know, it's one of those like weird things.
Like I said, it's a reset. It's a reset
So,
that
like,
makes us feel good.
So I have a question though, just because like
that's our agency. That is us.
Torsha, but like just
remember
personally speaking, like I have a girlfriend, you know, and she doesn't like going out. Like she doesn't want to do those type of things. Like, should guys just wait until they find a girl that isn't that type of person that doesn't want to do those type of things, or like
you're gonna have such a hard
think?
You're going to have such a hard time in this day and age if you're going to be vetting on that thing alone. Girls' night out.
But I feel like eventually women do like die down with it. Like, I'm not going to be going out and partying all the time. Let's get that clear. Once I get in a good committed relationship or married, I'm definitely going to die down with going out. But I do want to be able to have the freedom to go out here and there just to enjoy myself. Sometimes women can get caught up in what their husband need and what their kids need, and sometimes they need a moment to just be like, okay, woosah, I just want to feel good for myself.
To you the privilege thing. Women are more privileged now than we've ever been in all of history. So the fact that we're like, I need a break. Yes. As far as like cooking goes, as far as like how hard life is, it's easier than ever. Like jobs are easier than they've ever been. Like,
here's my counter. Here's my fucking counter. Okay. You guys are talking about like you don't want your girl to go on girls' night out, and I hear you. But at the end of the day, you still complain about how hard it is to pick up women, right? So with that in mind, if she's going out and you know she's rejecting men, why the fuck does it matter? Like you can't hold both beliefs, baby. You can't.
Yeah, me personally, when I go, if I'm talking to somebody, when I go out, I'm strictly for that person. I'm not.
It's about the boundary thing, Torsha. It's just like it's about her walking into my frame. That's all it is. Like
as long as you implement it in the beginning, you give her the choice. If she doesn't want to abide by it, she has the choice to leave.
Yeah. I tell the girls all the time. 90% of men don't have frame, and you can have a relationship with a guy that's gonna let you do whatever the fuck he wants. That's most men in the world. Go ahead. There's tons of them, but I will argue that you're going to hate that guy sooner or later. He's some type of simp, or he's some type of guy that's not in the top 10%, so he probably doesn't get you horny like the other dudes did or something. So I would argue that like there are tons of those guys, but is that the guy that you really want? That's all I would say.
Here's what I told my girl. Like, and I've been with my girl for like 6 years now. All right. And and this is like after a divorce and everything else, right? And I told her, like, look, you want to be with me, we gotta be on, equally yoked. And that's a biblical thing. Like, and I was like, look, because if you're like someone that thinks they believe but not really believe, I can't go that route. I don't want anybody that I just don't want somebody. I want to have a conflicting belief system in my household. That's just not going to work for me. And coming with that is also like, if you also want to be with me, like I live in LA, so I'm not moving where you live. So if you want to be with me, you got to come here.
But
And
you have the right to have your boundaries and have what you want.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like a guy that sets his boundaries and says, look, this is what I'm comfortable with. I don't control nobody. I don't control my girl. Okay. She knows that my girl is very attractive, and she knows that I don't like being with somebody that dresses too promiscuous, because to me it's advertising. And I really I don't think that's a good look for me. And but do I force her? Do I tell her what she can and cannot wear? No. She knows that if she steps outside of my frame, then I already told her in the beginning, like, look, the day I told her, the day I see you posting some thoughtery ass shit on Instagram or something is the day that you have told me that we're not together no more. Okay.
That's fair.
Yes,
that's it. And that's it. And then she could do whatever she wants. Her choice. It's not
that's
a controlling
that's
thing.
about them having respect for their man, though. I feel like it's some things that's arguable like that. Like, for example, how you just said what she wears and posting, like I'm not gonna be in a relationship with nobody and I'm posting my booty cheeks, like, but that just depends on the person. But I don't feel like if like I was saying earlier, if you know your woman and you trust her just like she trusts you and you trust her enough to go out and turn down guys, you shouldn't have no problem with her going out, because I wouldn't mind my man going out if I know that at the end of the day, he coming to me and this is who he wants. This is what he wants. Then I don't mind him. If he hasn't shown any
real, like
history
most girls' trips, it's not like girls' night. Most girls' trips are like, we're going to Vegas and go watch Thunder from Down Under and getting dick slapped in the face. It's like some exotic thing. Not all of them. It's not all of them. Okay, but I mean,
I don't know how to tell you guys, but like
that's the image what guys think. That's the image what guys think.
Which is fine. But like
I've worked drinking tea and eating crumpets.
Like I've worked in nightclubs since I was 18 to 26. I'm 28 now. I've worked in Vegas, Houston, Chicago, Scottsdale. Women are, if they're going to cheat, it's on bachelorette parties. That's really the only time I've seen it. Other than that, they're literally just sitting there. Yeah, some dance.
We sit there, make videos, look cute. We might do a little booty twerk around each other.
Yeah, they reject all the guys. It's great.
We push the guys that's why but I think y'all think like that because most of the time when y'all go out and y'all have guys' nights out, y'all getting numbers, y'all getting Instagram.
They're not. No, they're not. They're trying. They're trying.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
No,
there's always one. Here, I'll tell you exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Here's exactly what happens is you have like 5 dudes. There's always one that got way too drunk who's puking fireball in the corner. Other one is getting dragged out by security because
the other one's starting fights.
Yeah, someone's starting a fight. And then the other one is trying to get an Uber home. They might have tried to get numbers, got rejected so many times that they're just like, we're fucking out of here. Maybe they go to a strip club.
You got one or two guys that think they're playboys and they're gonna try to get numbers, right? And then after everybody sees them get rejected, they don't even try.
Yeah. Yeah.
They kind of scale back. And then, but see, the thing is like the whole point of this and Sergio hit it, it's the frame thing, right? So like for me, like my girl doesn't go out for girls' night. That's not a thing. Like if it is a girls' night, it's like she's gonna hang out with some girls from work or some of her friends, and they're doing something like constructive together at the house, or they're gonna be like going to their friend's house, or they're going to the lake, going paddleboarding. That's like the things that they choose to do, because we don't drink. I don't drink. I drink maybe once or twice a year, just because I compete or I used to compete, and that's not my lifestyle anymore. Alcohol is not my thing, so it's not, if it's even, I don't even like alcohol in the house. So like for me, it's like, that's not my thing. So I don't want somebody that likes to go out and go drinking and do that. So for me, it's like, if you're with me, you must not like that stuff too. Or you must
there's nothing wrong with you having your preference and
it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, and sticking to who you want in their preference. It's just about finding somebody that's willing to meet you where you're at.
So then
Like,
would you be okay if a dude said, like, you know what, I don't like the fact that you want to, go out and have these girls' nights and go drinking with them and doing little booty twerks?
is he my man or is he
Yeah.
my husband?
Does he
You're
plan
dating
on?
him. You're
Here's
dating
the
him.
thing. Does he plan
We're-
on marrying her?
Yeah, because it's a difference. If we're just dating, it's kind of like you don't want me going out because you know I'm a prize and you know other men are gonna want me because you don't want me enough.
But what
No,
if that guy puts you in the sex only category because you did that? Like what? And he'll never
Exactly.
tell you.
no,
He'll never
no,
tell you.
guys.
Like, let me put you in sex
Here's
only
the
category
thing.
because of it.
We always forget about this part in Red Pill. Men, every single one on the planet, Rolo has said this, so this is his quote. No man has ever vetted a woman before marriage. Not one.
Oh, that's
So
true.
this bullshit, like, oh, he put her in the sex. She was in the sex category before she even fucking spoke. There is
Exactly.
I know
No, if she speaks,
he-
that's when she ends
he
up
either-
losing the sex category.
here's
What's
what
it
also
called? Approximate goal
hold
versus.
on. This is the other thing that fucks me up is guys will say that she only fucks the winners. The reality is guys that are financially in the place they want to be that are ready to get married will pick the next girl that fits in, like, that's decently attractive and nice. It has nothing to do with a woman that like the girl that builds with you, you're not ready to marry her, you're not going to marry her. You probably wouldn't have ever married her. So you dump her and then you end up going for one when you are the winner. So it's like this whole vetting thing is
don't
just
even match.
it's
think
redundant.
I think it's like once you go through a divorce,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I went through a pretty bad one. So once you go through a divorce, like you switch the script. That
Yeah.
old playbook is gone because I vetted my girl hard. I was hard, for I still, give her shit every once in a while. And
The second girl.
yeah, the second girl.
Yeah, but not the first.
Not the first. I was the most
Yeah,
dumbest
okay.
idiot. Like I ran through so many red flags. I was like running for the communists. I was like, come on,
Yeah.
commies.
Yeah.
Like it was bad.
Yeah,
not
men
even
will
just
put up.
It's not even
So
just
what-
divorce. It's just multiple relationships will make you build that frame and be like, I'm
Yep.
never doing this shit
Yep.
again.
I think it's like once you
You'll
go through
still
a
do it.
significant loss. No, I think it's once you go through a real significant loss of
Yeah.
something invested. And that's why I say marriage, because once in marriage, like you're invested, you're all in.
Yeah,
Even if you don't think you are.
Oh
you're
yeah,
all
as
in.
a guy, 1,000.
Yeah.
You lose all leverage when you give the ring. It's done. No more leverage at all. She can sit there and hold pussy away from you forever, and you can't do shit.
oh no, you can dread her. There's things you can do
Yeah, the dread doesn't always work out, Torsha.
in a
Hey, let
marriage.
me-
It's pretty good.
There's definitely things you could do in marriage to keep it right. And if you stay
Yeah.
effective, if you stay on top of your game, right? That's one way, because if you stay maintaining that status of like guys want to be you and girls want to bang you,
Yeah.
that helps. That's always a
Guys
positive reinforcement.
level
for her.
up.
How does that not backfire? And she just goes and does the same fucking thing.
No, listen, guys have the upper hand in marriage. You don't see it, but you forget that you get better. You peak later. While she's decaying in looks, and I know that's probably so uncomfortable to hear. Sorry.
I mean, I always say that about relationships. Like a guy wins if he stays with the girl for longer, and the girl loses because she loses her value over time, and he's getting more valuable over time. So yeah, I agree with you, but I still see it as what
Torsha,
I said. Like,
I got a question about that, Torsha.
Yeah, go
I know
ahead.
that you're saying that guys have leverage in marriages as they get older.
Mhm.
Women get older as well, and they decay. However, do you
Mhm.
think most women actually really understand that? Because if they've been in a
Yeah.
relationship for so long, and then they're sitting there on social media getting their head blown up and thinking, "Oh shit, the grass is definitely possibly greener," and then once they get out there, that's just like, "Oh fuck, this shit."
No,
Damn it,
like
fuck, this is
like
crazy world."
once women hit 30, they obsess over the fact that they can no longer compete and it will forever haunt them. It's like a devastating thing that I think a lot of guys forget about. They're invisible from 18 to 30. That's a guy's experience, but for a girl to flip the script and then go invisible is like it's fucking in your face every day. Every time you see a hot girl on Instagram, it is forever an anxiety. And you always have to worry about them straying and leaving you for a younger woman. You have to keep up with your, like, it's horrifying. I'm just going to live in delusion.
And like
That's what I
Rolo's
keep
right,
doing.
because Rolo's right here. He's like, you can't alpha the state. You're right, because if at any time if she wants to divorce you, You know, the state's on her side. Now,
Right.
unless you set up your affairs correctly, there's ways to mitigate that damage and minimize how much of that hit you're going to take. You know, but you have to be. That takes some process. That's a lot of legal work. It's a whole lot of finagling. And
I think if we keep like saying that though, like keep this fear mongering going on with the marriage and stuff, we're just like, you can't complain about the fact that women are immoral, let's say, and the families are breaking up, but then also not promote marriage. Marriage is the only institution that creates a stable society.
Why do we need marriage? I've had girls on my show who say that they fucking are so down for a guy. They don't even fucking care about the marriage. They just want his kids. Like, and if we think very animalistic of us, you know, go back 20,000 years, that's how it was. There was no fucking marriage or anything. So, like, why do we really need the ring? Like, if a girl can really have brain genuine desire for you without it,
why do you need it? For her security.
Oh, yeah, that's it, though. That's what I'm saying.
No.
I'm going to lose leverage if I get married to her, though. Like, that's what I'm saying.
No.
That's the thing is, like, it's a very selfish way of thinking. Like, you both are going to concede at some point.
Here's the thing, like,
I think you can do without marriage. That's fine. But you should at least have the decency, in my opinion, to set up some sort of will or set something up in case that guy dies. Let's say you're a stay-at-home mom.
That's the only thing I agree with you on that, for sure.
Let me piggyback off her, because I feel like the main reason why we need marriage, one of them, is because it's a lot of women like that. Like how I was saying, I've never had a boyfriend. We didn't talk about stuff, but we never been in a relationship. You know, some, like she said, some women want security. I'm not about to be investing in you and buying a house with you and this and that with you, and we don't have anything that's saying I'm fully committed to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you wouldn't get anything if you died. Yeah,
it's different than you just saying, okay, we can do da 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 together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some dudes don't follow through. You can say that and it don't mean shit all day. But once we have actually went through this whole process and wrote down on paper that this is what we're doing, by then we know that this is what we're doing for life. You know what I mean?
To me, it's just scary because women are more likely to divorce, and then whenever you get married to them, you're literally giving up all the power at that point. Like she can say, okay, I don't want to have sex with you anymore, and you can't. Like, you're the bad guy if you go and do anything after.
Well,
that.
it's like
it depends on.
She mentioned it earlier. She's like, it's all about like safety, right? It's all about security.
Not just that.
Well, I mean, like I'm not. I know it's not just that, but I'm saying like it's all security for women. That's the whole problem with the way that we do marriage now. Is that there's no incentive.
You can't want a traditional woman and then say that.
Hear me out.
Okay.
The way that we do marriage now is not correct. All right, because the commitment and the value system. Hold on, the most vulnerable. Exactly.
Yeah, and I agree.
Rolo, you're married.
But he knows it. He knows
about in general terms.
Let me explain this. The way that we do marriage now today is not the way that we should have been doing marriage. It's not the way that, if marriage is supposed to represent, from a biblical standpoint, the relationship between Christ and the church, right? Then where do the church get to tell the Christ what's going to happen, or they're gonna divorce the Christ? It doesn't. That's not working. That doesn't work right. Okay. So that's supposed to be
marriage isn't what it used to be. It's
the main reason why women would divorce is if you step out on the marriage, or majority of the time, or if you had a kid. And the main reason why those are the deal breakers is because, you know, I promise to love you through sickness and through health, not through you cheating and stepping out on our marriage, because we made the commitment to say that we're staying together. Okay, so if you turn around and back door and have a kid on me, or you step outside of this marriage, I'm forced to believe that this is not what you want to do. So I'd rather just remove myself before I continue to get hurt.
Well, they all cheat.
Because let's say that cheating took place because you stopped putting out.
Yeah. What if it's because of that?
Well,
why do you think she stopped putting out?
That's what I was about to say.
Well, because he wasn't doing dishes enough.
There's plenty.
Like, that's not a good enough reason.
It's not a good enough reason.
Short
play. I'm saying he was saying
play. Well, because a lot of articles and a lot of the media will sometimes.
I just did an episode on short play.
Yeah, short play.
Okay, I'll put it like this. say for like how you just said, one of the reasons why is because that they'll keep it away is because they're not helping around the house. If I'm married, like you said, we want our man to be the provider. We want our man to be the head of the household, and I want you to also have your priority together, like we was talking about earlier.
Mhm.
If you're not if you see that I've been working just like you've been working, and you're not, and you come home and you just lay down and just try to go to sleep, and I'm up cleaning the kitchen, making food, working with the kids, I'm gonna feel like, well, what the hell am I doing this for one? Two, I'm gonna feel like, well, I could do this shit by myself. You know what I mean? It makes me look at you different, like you a bitch, like you don't have your stuff together. Because
This is why
why
it's so
couldn't
bad
you
for
Are
just
you the one working though? If he's the one that's providing and he's working, he's going outside 8 to 10 to 12-hour days working to provide for the family. And your job is to be at home and take care of the kids in the household.
but
Right?
it's not if
No, I'm asking you if
some
that's the
people don't
case.
do it.
But if I'm asking you if that's the case, you know, yes, making more money. That's exactly
No, but when you
But
break
most
it,
of the time,
no,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
be real with you.
precipitator.
let me
That's
ask you
not the
something.
number one reason.
But if
It's
you're
not,
the one
it's
that's at home,
infidelity.
if you're the one that's at home and I'm the one that's going to work, why should I come home and help you clean up, do your job?
Okay, two things. Two things. One, it depends on the situation. Me personally, even if I'm married, I'm going to still be working because one, I like to work. Two, I have talents. I'm not working just my man can pay all the bills. I still want to do what makes me happy, make me some money, work a little bit. I can put that towards other things, but I'm still going to make some money. That's one. Two, if let's just say that I am the stay-at-home wife, okay? While you're out at work, I'm making sure all the kids got to practice on time.
Still
I'm making
easier.
sure I'm cleaning the house.
Still
Cleaning
easier.
no, I'm let me give the whole rundown. Let me get the whole rundown. Cleaning the house. I know me personally, it takes me 2 hours just to clean my room and the bathroom because I deep clean. That's two. Three, making sure all the finances. Yeah, you're going out working, but I'm the one that's sitting at home putting
You ain't
together all
running the
the paperwork.
finances. I'm running the finances.
No,
I'm the one that's
you
making the
paying, but
money.
I'm making sure everything else line up together. Like it's somebody they gotta, because most of the time, if we talking about this specific situation, all the man is gonna do is just send the money. Let me know how much it is, and you take care of it.
I
That's
don't
gonna
know
how
what kind of man that is because
Let's
not
say
my.
that you were the breadwinner of the house. Would you give all the money to the husband that was a stay-at-home dad? Would you feel comfortable with
I
that?
wouldn't be with nobody that's a stay at home dad. We both need to work. We both
Yeah,
need to
you're right.
work.
Honestly, this
But like,
economy.
think about it. Is it wise for anybody to give over all their money that they earn to the person that's not
Yes,
wasting the money?
I would love
not.
it.
It's not.
I would
I'm
love
sorry.
to
Well,
do
but
it.
that's why I said it. Different strokes for different folks. Me personally, I'm not going to be a stay at home wife. We're both going to be working. We're both going to find common ground to where we can make the household run smoothly
What?
with us not being there. But it's some women
That's
that is
right.
fine
The
with
married
being a
lifestyle.
stay. Yeah, but it's some women that don't mind being a stay at home wife. And if that's what you do, then you have to be comfortable with knowing that my man is the one making the money. Honestly, by that point, it's what he says goes because he's the one that's funding the whole house. That's why me personally, we can both work, so we can.
No, but what if you find a guy?
Here, 1 second, Glenn. I gotta ask her this. Why, like, don't you realize that feminism really wants what you just said, like the husband working full time, the wife also trying to work too. Sometimes that's not even necessary.
But
Like say you have a husband that makes a lot of money. That like you should be at home focusing on the house, focusing on the kids, focusing on other things. The fact that feminism has taught women today that you always got to be working, you got to be hustling just as much as your man. That's all so
it's not.
false. And
No,
like we need
I'm
to
not
focus on the
saying.
household more.
I'm
It's
not
not worth it
saying
to do all
to.
that.
So if my man can take care of the whole house, he can take care of the whole house. Me personally, I'm gonna speak for me personally. I've always been a worker. My every
And I
woman in
think
my
that's
family
bad.
has
What
been
I'm
like
telling
that.
you is
But I'm
that's
saying,
bad habits. That's a
but
bad habit.
it's
You're
all.
thinking the
Also,
household is
I
not
like
work?
to say it
You don't
again.
think taking care of your husband and the family is not work?
No, it is work. It is
Okay,
work.
so
But
that
I
should be the
also would like
job.
to do some things that makes me happy. For example, say for instance, if I love to do video editing, that I might find a job, even with me being a stay-at-home wife, I could still try to fit in time.
I think it's
to
fine to do something
something on the
part-time.
side.
It's just
Yeah, that's what
scary
I'm saying.
whenever,
No.
but what I've heard a lot out of your mouth is kind of like that you really think that like y'all
No,
both kind of need to be
I'm
working
not
the same
saying we
amount.
both. No. I'm not saying we both need to be like running around. But I mean, if I do want to do that, I should be able to do that. If I do want to
I
work,
think
just to have
sacrificing like the
it on the
kids and doing
side.
something like that and making it to where the kids are taken
The,
care of more by other people and stuff is not worth it at
the
all.
number one occupation that divorces a man is a stay-at-home mom. Just remember that.
You get lazy. The women get lazy. They stop wanting to feel like themselves. I feel like every human, whether you're married or unmarried, should be able to go out and see the world at least once a day so they can feel good about themselves. Even if it's
Like I
looking
said,
up.
you need a hobby. Like you need something.
Yeah,
to
that's
do.
why I
You
was
need
saying
you
like
need a hustle.
that's what I mean by
agree with
working. If
But
like
but
that's
the
what I
shit
mean
like
by
that
working.
takes 5 to 10 hours a week. You know, like it's not like something that's like a really big deal. The biggest thing is the focus. Like if a mother isn't focusing on her kids, this is exactly what the powers that be that want. They want all the kids going and being raised by the fucking elementary schools that are all fucked up,
No.
being raised by their iPads. And when the mothers aren't doing motherly things and they're
Mhm.
focusing on careers, focusing on all this other bullshit, focusing on competing with their man, that the kids get ruined.
It's different if you're married and my husband is in the place to where he can take care of the household. Then I will take a step back and be the one to focus on the kids and still have my own things on the side that I feel like I can enjoy. But if I'm married and my husband cannot take care of everything by himself, I don't have no problem working. If I'm unmarried and I'm just with somebody, we both could be working doing our own thing.
So men can do
Well,
that
yeah,
here
'cause
in Dallas
dating,
with about
it's dating.
$80,000 a year, probably about $80K a year. But most women won't do that with a guy making $80K a year because they want more vacations or they want this nice thing. They want to go to dinners at this
And that's
certain
why
places.
it should be okay with women doing little part-time jobs. I need a little money so I can go out.
Well,
So
like
I
that's,
don't
I,
have
I
to
want to
men-
ask.
Women-
Most
downgrade
men are
lifestyle.
barely making 40K a year.
Yeah, most
Funny-
men.
That's
funny-
that's
so
a
would you
top
downgrade lifestyle?
1% person.
Yeah. So will you downgrade lifestyles though to have a family and to have and have kids one day? Would you downgrade lifestyles? Earlier, I was telling you
it
that
depends on where you at in life. Me in life, I'm not ready to. That's why I'm not ready to have kids or be in a relationship. I know I'm not ready to. I'm selfish right now. I'm not ready to fully give my all.
So, what
to
age
kids.
would you lower your standards?
You don't gotta say it like that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
It's not
basically,
lowering standards. It's just like stepping into what era I'm supposed to be in my life. Right now, I'm not in the wife girlfriend type of vibe.
but is
But
there like an age
if
where you're gonna be like, you know what, I really want a family and kids now. Like, I'm gonna lower some of these
I'm
standards.
not gonna say for me it's an age. I'm gonna say it's more so once I accomplish more of the things that I want to accomplish. Because, like you said, when you get married and when you have kids, you have to put your focus more so into that. I don't want to be happy because I hear a lot of times
What do you
a
want
lot
to
of women
accomplish?
that
Is
have,
it a financial thing?
no, it's just
How
like
old are you?
things that goals that I've always wanted to have just from being
But they're
a
not
kid.
financial. Like,
It
what are
doesn't
they?
have to be financial.
When it comes to
But I mean,
when it comes to marriage, like, and I'm reading Rollo's comment, and it's right. Like, the best point for a guy to get into a marriage, he has to be willing to walk away with everything, or lose everything. He has to be in a position to know that, like, I could lose everything and I'm still okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to have the excess in order to lose it, in order to be okay with it. Because if you are too holding tight to everything you have, if it defines you, because I've been through it, and it's bad. But the rebuilding, if you can't rebuild, if a guy can't rebuild, then it's bad. If a guy knows that he can rebuild and get through it, and you know what, he can walk away from it, then he could mitigate it to a degree. But he's right. Like, it doesn't matter how much money the wife or the guy makes, she has a default threat point with the state. And that's the biggest problem with marriage today, because the problem with marriage is the way that we do divorce. It's not so much the marriage aspect, is the fact that the way that we do divorce today, you could wake up the next morning and be like, you know what, I hate his snoring, I'm out. Like, there's no fault. I think they need to restructure it to where it's like, okay, if you want no fault divorce, cool, then you don't walk away with anything if you leave. If you want to leave with something, there has to be a fault in place. That's the way I look at it. I
agree with you.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why I don't support marriage today, because even the church promotes this like narrative to where it's like, oh, if you're just a good servant leader, this cookie, like fortune cookie nonsense. If you build it, they will come. Feel the dream shit. And it's like
woke shit.
Yeah, it's like if you're just a good servant leader, she's gonna be a good little wife. Says who?
No, but
it's saying that a woman doesn't have any decision.
it's also who you go after. Sometimes, like he say all the time, it's who you go after. Sometimes you may have been the right perfect guy, but you probably most of the time when you're a good guy, you gonna attract the hoes and the good girls. So you might have gotten with one that's just a hoe that's not
She's
going
chameleon.
for
She's a
it.
chameleon.
Yeah, like
She
she
goes,
might have fooled you, but once you got with her, she's showing her true colors.
Half the
It's all
time is the
about who
guy that
you.
fucks up. Half the time it's the guy that goes through the betaization and he keeps on doing the happy wife, happy life thing. And each time that he, doesn't set a boundary or does something just to please her, he's lowering his value in her eyes. Oh, you're right. Deferring to her, just deferring to her happiness, not trying to rock the boat, just trying to keep those legs open for him later. That's why he does it. And that's
Well,
what he
I'll say
devalues
this as
himself.
well. No women don't want to. No woman wants a man that don't have a backbone. So happy wife, happy life, yes, but also like
stand
I
up to
don't
me.
mind. Yeah, I don't mind if it makes sense. Then if I'm gonna fall back and listen when my man talk, if it makes sense.
It depends
But
how
I'm
much
not
the
gonna.
respect is there in the
Yeah, that's why
relationship.
I always say it's all about the respect and how much you trust that person.
Glenn, I gotta ask, what's your plans? Like, do you want to get married again after everything that you've been through, and like, and your Christian background and stuff? Do you plan on getting married again?
Um,
They
I'm
always
gonna
get married.
I have no problem with marriage in the way that I would do it. I would do it without the state. She
Okay, Rolo.
does. She
Blue
does.
and white on, yeah.
She does.
I
mean,
almost tried out for that. I used to be a cheerleader.
You look like
I
you.
would do it a covenant contract, right?
Yeah,
And I would set up a trust. There's a lot of things you can
beautiful.
do, and I
Yes.
would set up, I would do my own vows, and marriage contract. I know there's certain states that actually uphold, like I think it's like Arkansas has a covenant marriage, and
Mhm.
I would even suggest like something like that is good,
Yeah.
because that has there's some when you go through a covenant marriage through them, it's like, man, you have 2 years of premarital counseling, and then you have 2 years if you guys trying to get a divorce, you got another 2 years of counseling, and they
Yeah.
have like some stipulations to where it's just not a regular marriage. You just can't get divorced as easy.
That's a
And
good thing. Yeah.
I think that is a good thing. So for me, like I would mitigate it to where we would do the vows and we would have the marriage and the religious aspect of it, where it's the covenant between the husband, wife, and God, like it's supposed to be,
Permanent.
and avoid the state.
Yeah.
That would be, yeah.
They always get married, man. I'm
That was
telling
a good
you.
way to put it,
Because
though.
we're the real romantics. Let's get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, men are the romantics for
Yeah.
sure. I'm just happy to like hear somebody have like a solution. The only other solution I've really heard was like TLA saying that you got to do the prenup, you got to do like the test. There's like the 5 personality test, something like that. Yeah, you're supposed to do to be
Yeah.
able
Oh
to tell
yeah.
if they're gonna stay with you or not.
Personally, I'm not gonna say I don't believe in prenups, but me personally, when I get married, I know most people be like, oh, well, you don't never go into a marriage thinking you're gonna divorce. I get that, but I feel like I'm not marrying anyone just because I feel like they the one. I'm gonna marry you because I know you God sent. You know what I mean? So I'm not going into the marriage already thinking divorce. You know what I mean?
Well,
Now, yeah, we
Everybody
both
thinks that too.
yeah. Here. Let me explain to you why you get a prenup. The reason why you get a prenup isn't it's to protect both of y'all from the judge, because if the judge makes the decision, it's whatever the fuck he feels like. Okay,
Here,
and that's
here. I got a better one for
oh
her.
yeah. Go Torsia.
Okay, there's a soccer player recently who had all his net worth in his mom's bank account, and the wife had no idea, filed for divorce. And now, because the only income they have is hers, which is like 1 million, the judge is making her split it with him. So if you had a prenup, you would have known his assets. You would have known what was yours and would have been able to negotiate something in case you did get divorced instead
Ooh,
of
yeah.
her being
that
blindsided
makes
now.
sense.
Yeah.
But also, like I said before, I'm not prenup is a safety net for if we get a divorce.
You shouldn't
If
ever see it
So
that
is
way.
your job.
That's a
So
very
is your
negative
job.
mindset.
No.
You should see it from the other way around, where it's the judge either going to control y'all's life, or y'all are going to make a decision. Like, you're going to get a lawyer that's protecting you. I'm going to get a lawyer that's protecting me. We're going to meet up. We're going to both read it all together, and it's going to be nice and fair to make sure that we're okay.
But
because
still,
if a judge decides, it's not fair.
But the whole point of a prenup is for what?
You can
It's
have a bunch of stuff in a prenup.
Do you have insurance on your car? Do you have
Yeah.
do you put your seatbelt on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the you're not gonna get in a
It's
wreck
like
every time you're in your car, but you
insurance.
still put your,
Yeah.
yeah. If you have insurance, if you put your seatbelt on, it's the same type of thing. There's no difference between that and a prenup at all.
And a guy
I'm
will
not saying
literally
I'm against
negotiate
prenup.
anything.
So I got a question. Here's a question for her. So let's say you inherited, like, I don't know, one of your family members died and you inherited like $50 million, right? And the guy you're seeing with, you're engaged, and then you guys get married, right? And now you have this $50 million. Are you going to go walk right into there just like open arms?
Yeah, if I just get married to him, like, I'm not gonna do a prenup, because then that means we're gonna divorce, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like
If you're in
I
that
wouldn't.
situation,
I just said I'm not against prenups, but if I'm talking about getting married, I know for a fact we're not even thinking about divorce.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
the
even
thing.
gonna
We're not
happen.
thinking about it.
So I
Okay,
feel
here's
like-
the thing. You guys, like, women always do this. I do it myself. Why do you work? Would you quit your job before you end up dating a guy?
No,
Why?
I need my money on the side,
Why? Just in case, right?
just in case.
Same thing with a prenup.
just in case.
Just in case. It saves your ass. Trust me. With the modern times coming, you're gonna
Well,
want it.
yeah,
You can
with today's
negotiate
times,
anything.
yeah, but I just always just looked at it like I'm not finna go on it.
And you know what? With ladies, with women getting like higher earning jobs and actually bringing more money in now than their boyfriends,
Yep.
we're seeing women getting hit with alimony now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, welcome to the club.
You can put a cheating clause in there. So if he cheats, he has to
Yeah,
give you an
okay.
additional 10 grand a
You
month
know
or
what?
Yeah,
something.
you could do a
See,
lot
yeah,
of
no,
fun.
see,
You could do
I
a
didn't
lot
know
of fun
that.
stuff with the prenup. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
You
That's
gotta
gonna be
talk
the
to
first
her
thing.
about like the girl way. You gotta make
Yeah,
it
because
sound
all I'm
better.
hearing is just, yeah, we need that because I don't want her taking my money. Like, yeah,
Well,
no,
like-
if we definitely, okay, yeah, no, I'll get a prenup just for a cheating clause.
Yeah.
He is a band every time I
she's serious about
think
the
about
cheating
it.
thing.
Because
Hey,
I feel like
wait.
cheating is going to be the only reason why I would leave somebody.
I got a really special question about that then. Okay. Say, like, you really get to cheating and stuff. You're obviously not a virgin. Okay. So, like, you've had sex, you've been with guys before. What if I told you that all those guys, you said you've never been in a relationship, you've never been really on a date or anything. All those guys were already cheating on you. They were already sleeping with other people, and you just had no power over it at all. If you get into a relationship, it would actually be no different from any of the other people that you've already slept with, if you really think about it.
No, if I get in a relationship, the difference is we got commitment. In the previous dudes, it wasn't a commitment.
Isn't
so
that
I
kind of
couldn't
unfair
control.
though? Like, the guy that like you're gonna end up choosing though, he's gonna choose you whenever all these other guys got to be with you and be with other girls because you weren't making them be.
But
be
let me correct. Let me say this. Let me say this. When I talk to dudes, now even though I said I haven't been in a relationship, most of the dudes that I was talking to, it was just supposed to be, and what was talked about and discussed upon was just me and them.
Yeah.
So if they started stepping out, I didn't know until after the fact, or I just had to find out. Yeah. It wasn't just them saying, I'm talking to her, I'm talking to her, I'm talking to her. Mm-hmm. I done found out.
Yeah.
And then that's when it's like, okay, if we majority of the time, like I said, we sit down and we say, this is what we're doing, this is what we're not doing. If you step outside of that anytime, then it's...
So they always told you it was exclusive?
I'm not gonna say exclusive, but it was more so like, okay, like, so what we doing? Like, we here, like, it's just me and you.
Yeah.
They smooth talk out of it.
Like,
yeah, they know how to talk the draws off.
Yeah. Me and you when me and you are together.
Say that one more time.
It's just me and you when me and you are together. But if we're not exclusive, we're just me. It's just me and you when we're spending time together. But when we're not together,
that's the thing. A lot of men, and I've been realizing this too. Y'all find loopholes. Y'all get them loopholes all the way through because, like how I said, it's just me and you. Like, meaning I'm only sleeping with you, and you only sleeping with me.
Don't
you see how you just said. But see, that's the thing. You see how you just said, oh, yeah, it's just me and you when we're together. That
What-
y'all, that's y'all
because
finding
you're
the
not-
loopholes.
me-
if
Y'all
you're not
always try
exclusive,
to.
that's exactly what it is, though. If you're not wanting to make it exclusive, right? And you're trying to say it's just me and you, but you're not
No, I'm
wanting
not.
to make it.
I'm not saying I don't want to make it exclusive.
But
It's
I'm saying,
always
like,
I leave it up to the dude.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
don't.
yeah. I mean, he's the
Hold
gatekeeper of
on,
the
hold
relationship.
on, hold on. Don't listen to guys on this shit. Let me teach you some girl game. You don't fuck them. Don't listen to what they
Yeah,
say. They're going to tell you, oh, but you're going to break rules for the guy you're. Stop it.
mhm.
You do
yeah.
not fuck them. If they don't talk to you after 30 days, they don't like you. If they still talk to you after 30 days, they might like you. If they hold out for 3 months, they'll date you. That's how you know. And you
Torsha,
don't
Are you talking
fucking
about,
they
like,
break
make
it.
no
rules for
sex at all?
alphas and make rules for betas. Torsha, what are you
Are
No,
you saying no sex
no,
at all?
No,
no,
but that's the truth though. That's
no,
truth though.
do not listen to
But what do
any
you
of the
do?
modern dating advice out there. It is literally set up for men.
I
So
agree with you.
what do you
I
do
agree.
even if you do
Don't
wait
put out.
3 months and
You don't go out after 9 p.m. You don't go to their house. Netflix and chill is not in your category. Done.
Oh
Yeah, if you
no.
want to be a wholesome woman, if you want to be a woman of value, you're not sleeping with them. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Guys
don't.
still have to have the burden of performance. And if you put out right away, there's no burden.
Yeah.
Already got
There's
it.
no burning performance. We don't gotta do shit.
yeah. But
But
what about? But I've had a dude that I've talked to that I waited. I waited for. It was actually two. I waited a long time, a really long time before I did anything. And then even then, when I finally did start, okay, taking them serious, gave it to them, they still was like, "All right, we finally won, guys."
Well,
But
because some guys get so
Well-
frustrated when you make us wait so long that, like, if I already had you, like, sometimes I would do this and, like, it was just like a fucking game to me. It was just like, oh, she gave it to me. Now I'm really fucking ghosting her ass because she made me wait so long.
yeah, like
I think it
you
depends.
have
they
to
gonna
be.
make you be like, "I got the pussy. Oh, it felt good. Yeah, I want that bad."
Nine
Like,
times out of 10, it's not worth the wait.
See, there's like a lost art that a lot of women don't do anymore, and it's seduction. You have to show affection in other ways, whether that's baking for him right away. Like, this is why I tell my girls, I'm like, you have to bake him some fucking cupcakes or some fucking 1950 shit. You have to jump hug him when you see
That's
him.
actually a
You
really
need
good one.
you need to
Yeah, the
like
jump
touch
hug is
his
always good.
arm when you're out with him and walking or something. You have to show affection in other ways that are not sex and lead him on that he'll know he'll get it eventually.
Yeah, as long as like the indicator, and this is what I've told a lot of Christian guys too, like, because I don't tell guys like to run into sex. Like, sex is not sex. If you're a Christian and you're trying to date somebody intentionally, sex is not the goal right away. You want to make sure she has the desire to have sex with you there, and if the desire is more important than the sex at that moment. It's that desire that is like, okay, she actually really wants me. She actually wants to be with me.
Enthusiasm.
Exactly.
Like,
It's a
turned
genuine
up.
desire. Yeah. And you want that shit on like hell hot mode. Okay.
Yeah, like be clingy. I know that sounds weird. Guys will hear that, like, no, don't do that. You're thinking of clingy when I'm talking about the girl you don't want reaching out to you.
yeah.
But the girl
Stage 5 clinger.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
a
but the
clingy.
girl-
I'm a clingy bitch when I like my man. I'm
when
real.
you gotta be like almost over the top clingy so that they feel like you're super into them, and I don't know, it's like a whole
and you're
thing.
not just leading them on, and you're not just finessing them like a lot of women do. Yeah, you have to. But I think it's easy to do that. Like, be super clingy, but just don't have sex.
Well, girls are taught to play hard to get. So
Yeah.
so when you're like, I'm not going to text him for 4 hours. Don't
Don't do that
fucking
shit. That's dumb.
Send him a selfie of you smiling at work. That's all you do. Be like, hey, good to hear from you. Like, it needs to be over the top almost. It's something I had to learn too, because I was always like, oh, I just won't text him back. If you go on a date and it was really good and he doesn't text you on the Monday, that's a test. You better fucking text him good morning.
You know what?
I know girl game.
That is perfect. Torture, like my girl, she's in Washington, and she texts me every day, every morning. Before I wake up, I look at my phone, there's a text.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, there's a text. I'm editing something, working on a project, I got text, voicemail, pictures throughout the whole day.
She knows.
I will rarely, I could rarely respond half the time, but I'll get it flooded. And
yeah.
that's right, because she's constantly, what she's doing, she's letting me know that
Don't look at other hoes.
exactly. You know, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, hey,
Right here.
I'm here. I'm still
And
here. You know what I mean?
Still
and
here.
Constant
even
reminder.
and even just like the text I'm telling you to do of you just smiling at work, like these guys are invisible. Like it is even more I don't know, like meaningful to a guy would probably put it in a weird way. It's probably a feminine way of saying it, but like it's they'll notice it and they'll put you in a better category, I think. I don't know. I don't
It's
know
true.
for sure.
No,
We actually
1,000%.
spoke about that on Monday's show, Sergio, with my question about which one do you rate higher, like respect and loyalty or looks. You know, it goes back to what I mentioned, like respect. That can easily bump you up 2 notches on attraction level to a guy, at
Oh,
least
yeah.
for me.
1,000%.
Well, you know it's funny because like in Ephesians 5, right? It talks about like the love and or marriage. It says husbands love your wives like Christ loved the church, but it doesn't tell wives to love their husbands.
Yep.
You know that?
We
Actually
gotta
tells-
survive, baby.
I feel like
It tells, it,
Respect.
it
I
Says,
feel
tells
like
wives
we
to
already
submit
got
and
the love in
respect
us.
to their husbands.
yeah, submit
Yeah.
and respect.
Why do you think that is? And you know, I was talking to Roy about this, and I was like, because you know how he said men love idealistically and women love opportunistically.
Yes.
It's like the duality of the love. It's the same thing in the Bible. It's just written differently. You
Yep.
know, and so here's the thing I always say: like, there's a lot of people that have loved me in my life that have disrespected me, but I don't need you to love me to respect me. There's a lot of people that don't love me that respect me. You don't love your boss, but you respect the position that he holds.
Yep.
That's the way that marriage is supposed to be. I don't have to like the president. I don't like the president, but I respect the office that he holds. You know, do you see what I'm saying? Like there's a difference there. And that's the kind of thing that you have to look at when we're looking at this is that love, like, who cares if she loves you? Does she respect you though?
Exactly.
You know, love is nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. Love is a great thing to have there. But if you're valuing too many, this is what we see. We have guys respecting their women and women loving their guys. Everything is ass backwards, and we're wondering why relationships don't work.
Wow.
Not saying that we're not supposed to respect your women, but it's ass backwards.
If you're ever confused on what respect is, because I got really confused on this, like how do you show a guy that you respect him if you're not dating him? It's like remembering, like it's showing that you're thinking of him when you're not around him is like the biggest one. I didn't know that was respect at all. Like I thought respect was like listening to their rules, but they want to be valued as a person. And it's like, okay.
But
I thought
kind of propped up.
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna like kind of switch the topic, but you can continue.
Oh no, that's it. That was
Yeah,
it.
no, well, just to stay on topic for a second, no, respect. This is Glenn. I'm so happy you brought that up. It's literally my favorite thing that they talk about in the Bible, and whenever they explain it in, is it Second Corinthians or is it Ephesians that they talk about
It's in Ephesians 5.
Is it Ephesians 5?
5:25.
Yeah, and the way that they talk about it, they explain it in a few different ways. Like this sounds horrible, but the slave is also supposed to respect his owner, and
that's
then
in
the
Peter.
owner will love. Yeah. Oh, is
He's
that
talking
Peter?
about the verse
I thought
in
it was
Peter.
the same one.
No,
But-
it's the one in Ephesians. It's solely about marriage.
But like they also talk about children, don't they? How
Yeah,
also the
like
children
that's in Peter.
yeah, and the children
That's
is
in
supposed to
Peter.
respect their father or respect the parents, and then the parents will love the children. It's a cycle that is in many different places in life. There's that cycle where it's the love and the respect thing, and that's the reason, like he was saying, everything's fucked up because it's backwards right now. It's complete. Guys are overly respecting women. And then, like the women are like loving and chasing these guys that they shouldn't be chasing.
But
We
these
love
dudes have
to be
been trying to switch-
disrespected.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Men have been
here's the
switching
other
the
thing.
role lately too, though. Like
Yeah, they're
turning
more
into-
feminine.
yeah,
Well,
like
yeah,
they
'cause
want the girls to chase them and the girls to send flowers and send good morning texts. Like
Because we made men a bunch of pussies. Let's call it what it is. We feminized men.
They
How
have
can we
low
be mad
T
about it?
levels.
Yeah. I got low teeth levels too right now. Pretty
You know,
bad.
like we made them this way.
yeah.
Can we complain? We can't complain about it.
Don't
Ladies,
ever send flowers to it. Don't
Oh,
ever send a
never,
gift.
never.
no.
They-
Don't send me shit.
They
You
like
can show me
food.
shit.
If it's
Yes.
food, that's
Yes.
it.
Make me a good meal from scratch.
Yeah.
Don't buy that Stouffer shit.
Yeah, like if
Okay.
your go-to meal is chicken Alfredo, like you got to do more. Okay,
I don't even cook for these niggas.
you
I
gotta
Oh, you better learn how to cook.
do
I
it.
know how to cook, but for my damn self.
Yeah, no, do it right away.
I feel like I haven't got to that, but it's also depending on the age range too. I'm 23. I'm not cooking for no man.
Why?
Why not? You're at the perfect
Because
age.
Yeah, this is where you get the best
This is
guy.
this,
You
you're
only
not
have
gonna
1
get better
year.
ones than where you're at.
You
No,
only
this
get
is
1
when you get
year
the best guy. Like you
to
gotta understand,
capitalize.
a woman is a millionaire, 18 years old. Like you're slowly gonna lose that money as time goes on. A guy, he has to build his millions. Like it's gonna take years before he gets to that level, 30, 35. But since beauty is such a huge deal for y'all, you're basically a millionaire at 18, and you're losing that value every year. That's why she was talking about the wall at 30 and stuff. Women start losing it at that point because you realize you don't have the same sexual agency that you had when you were 21.
Let me explain it like TLDR. You have this year to get the best guy you can ever dream of. They just get worse from here. No,
yeah,
they really do. They get bitchier, they get wimpier, shorter, fatter, balder.
And when they hit 30,
that
they
way.
start losing testosterone. They start crying during Sarah McLachlan songs.
You
Part
could
of the
get
angel.
you could get a 6'7" guy right now and marry that one. Don't think that marriage is like something that you should put off. Like it's people think of it as like an end, and it should be starting your life.
Yeah.
That's something that I regret.
I don't look at it as an end. I definitely want to get married. I'm not saying I don't want to get married.
Do it earlier.
I would just rather you know, because like we said, once I get married, I'm gonna put most of my time into my husband and starting a family and taking care of my family. So a lot of the goals that I have for myself, I won't be able to achieve.
Portia,
how old do you think you have to have kids? When do you think your eggs drop off? This one always interests me.
Isn't it like I'll say like 45?
No, it's like 20 something.
Hold on.
Well, you said until the eggs drop off or until you can't have no more kids.
When they
like
start
menopause.
going down.
When
they
they
start going down, I say like 35, 30.
29. They're half gone.
Well, I was close.
They're half gone at 29.
Right, but this is what I hate about feminism is they told us it was fucking 35. When you said 45, I was like, fuck. They got them younger.
I thought you were saying like menopause. I didn't know you were saying like when they start falling off.
So no, you were like 45 is when women think they can keep having kids or do in vitro. It almost never works. Remember that. Like, and your kids will probably, I mean, it depends, but
I honestly always wanted kids by the age of 25, but now that I'm creeping up to 25, I know that's unrealistic for myself.
No, you could do it.
No, I don't. I want to be married. I am not ready to be married.
Torsia,
you can be married.
You can. Yeah.
I got a really good question for you.
Yeah.
What she just said, I've heard so much, like multiple times, where like they have certain goals that they want to hit first, whether it's like personal financial or personal business, like whatever it is. Where is this coming from? Like as a woman, you know, I know you've heard this also before, you know, just have you ever had this type of mentality where like you kind of want to hit these certain goals before? Is this feminism that like taught women this? Like what is that?
It's not feminism.
Where
not feminism.
Here, let me like explain. Okay, women are people. We have thoughts, we have feelings. I know this is like dramatic, but like
it's real.
We have identity crisis just like men do, except ours are it's a shorter period, and we're told that men don't value women without these things. They want a woman that's whole, that has their goals, that has all this. That's what we're told. Men don't give a fuck. They just care about what you look like in your youth. That's
so it is a lie. It is a big lie that they're
it's a
lie. It is a lie because men don't care about all those goals that you're trying to reach.
But see,
if it's a personal thing, I understand.
But it is a personal one, and like, yes, I understand it. Women have a very hard time at her age. We're trying to manage school, work, mental health. Mental health is a really hard one on women at this age.
Yeah, when your hormones are like this, I wouldn't be surprised.
And in school,
it is a very depressing time. This is when a lot of women end up with alcoholism. Careful. This is when they end up battling addictions. A lot of women start at 23 and realize it's a problem at 30. That's why you see a lot of those women justifying when they're like 35 and sober. They probably had addiction. And it's just like women have to have all their shit together by 29. And if they don't, have fun with a cat. And so that's why I'm so passionate about when I hear these guys that are like, yeah, don't get married, don't get married. It's like, you don't even understand the amount of stress women already have on themselves to get it all figured out. It's very difficult.
Yeah, because they've been told that they can't trust no man. Don't
Well,
trust no guy.
do you think we can right now? Most men are bitches.
Well, I agree, but like again, who created the men?
I'm not blaming men. I'll blame feminism.
I blame both. I blame men. I blame dads, fathers that decided to defer, because that's exactly what happened. Yeah. We guys chose to defer, like, oh well, this is what she's saying. So yeah, sure, sounds good. Yeah, get him a participation trophy. Yeah, he deserves something. Timmy the snotty nose boy that doesn't play in the game. Give him something for trying out. Like no, like we need to go back. Men have allowed this to happen, and this is where like I get where feminism has done this, and I get who caused it. But guys, like, there's a difference between fault and responsibility. Okay, who was at fault? They were for pulling this bullshit. Who's responsible to act? We are, to do something about it.
Well, it's a multifaceted issue, and you really can't go backwards.
No, you can't. You just got to go forward to fix it.
You got to empower men. That's the next step. Yeah. So, like, honestly, right now we're still stepping on them, and I think it's going to be like that for another decade. It doesn't look like it's lifting up.
I don't know. We're all going to be on the FBI wanted list now.
Yeah.
Hi, FBI.
Yeah. What's up?
What were you
I was about to say, but back to what you were saying. I don't think the main reason why, one of the reasons why we want to tackle these goals before is because, like she said, identity crisis. When we get with a man or have kids, like I said, your life isn't your own. You have to put your kids and your husband before
you're going all in, putting chips all in. Yeah.
And most of the time, we just want to make sure. Before I do all of that, I want to make sure I can sit back and say I did everything that I wanted to do. I live life no regrets. Now I'm ready to give my all to my kids and my husband and take on a whole different role in my life that I've never done before.
It should be easy to give the girls' nights then and the girls' trips then.
I mean, that's what I said.
You want to know why women have these identity crisis, or a theory at least, is like we're so programmed to having kids at like 20 that when we don't, we're looking for them.
I think that's so true.
It's nothing's gonna. I don't have kids, but nothing fulfills you. I've done a lot of things in 28 years. I'm telling you, your job is not going to bring you happiness at 25.
Money doesn't do it.
It doesn't fucking do it. I'm not saying babies would. I'm not saying just be barefoot
it's a different
and
type
pregnant.
of joy when you have a child. Yeah.
I
understand that, but like I said, I just want to be able to say, because I know a lot of women that have had kids before they felt like they was ready, or they thought they was ready at the moment, but they feel like they didn't accomplish a lot of things. They hold a lot of that regret, and they push that children. And they hold that to their children.
And that's really
why,
sad,
yeah. Or they just feel like, or they just force all of those things that they wanted to do on their kids. I feel like you had your time to live your life before you had me. Now it's my time for me to live my life before I have my kids. So I think that's why it's good for women to knock out whatever they feel like they should do before they have kids. So
when you can't do that within a marriage, though, because you don't have kids right away.
Babies are a big motivator for both men and women.
But I'm saying you don't have to have kids right away. You could plan it out. You can be smart about it.
You can plan it out, but I feel like it's a lot of time and effort that you have to put into making a marriage work and having kids. And with that being said, say for instance, one of your girlfriend's goals is for her to have a multi-million-dollar business before she have kids. Let's just say that's
what my girlfriend.
She's not going to get married.
I'm just throwing it out there. So like, let's just say like
more realistic then.
Okay.
Say $200,000.
Being a big manager for a big corporation. You know what I mean?
They're still not getting swiped on.
Nope. Moving on.
Y'all don't want women with ambition and real goals?
I want her ambition. I want her ambition to be to please me.
No, she said, like, let me tell you, they don't give a fuck about your job.
But that's what I'm saying. We're not doing it for y'all though. But like let's just say that's
the problem.
They don't care.
We want you to do it for us.
I got a question about that. So because in my personal opinion, I think deep down inside, you ladies, you guys know y'all would not date a dude that is broke. So I honestly believe the reason why you chase after these goals and these jobs and things like that, because you think is going to help you earn a high value man,
We can
which
say
you think is
some
like
women.
with a man, it does help him earn a more women versus you guys. It makes y'all pool a whole lot smaller. And as Tortia's mentioned, it's going to be a lot harder to marry a guy whenever you got $1 million corporation or whatever the case may
Well,
be.
I'm gonna say this. It's different for the woman. It's different for the woman. I feel like, me personally, if I want to have a good goal, that's what I want. Like, I just should be able to
That's fine.
do what I need to do before like I said, it takes time to put your all in, to focus on a marriage and making sure it works and your kids.
Hold on,
Some
let me
women just
let
want
me
to.
let me play a scenario for you. Let me talk girl. Okay, let's say I gave you $100,000. I'm like, you don't have to work. You don't have to pay any significant bills. You can have a kid if you want. You don't have to. Would you take it?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Fuck
money.
yeah. Or would you work?
I would still take it, but if I feel like I want to do something on the side, I will
Work.
still do something
Okay,
on the
hold on,
side.
hold on. Let me try to
Some
phrase it
women don't
differently.
like to be bored or lazy.
No,
Let
no,
me-
you can have any hobby. You can do whatever you want. You have 100,000. Let me change it to $1 million. Would you still work? No, you wouldn't. Come on.
I mean, we need to
Every
define
year,
work. 'Cause
every
I'm
year,
saying work as in like hobbies and
you
doing
could have
things
a
that you're
So the
like.
YouTube
hobbies are
channel.
hobbies.
Hold
Work
on.
is something to do an
You
income
can
for.
you can have like a YouTube channel. You can do whatever you
Yeah,
want with the money.
that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. Like,
So
but you're still getting money from that YouTube, because I still look at
sure.
YouTube as workers, because you're
Yeah,
still
but
getting money.
so here's the opposite. If I asked a guy, if I was like, if I gave you $1 million, if you won the lottery, would you still work? They would all say yes.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie. If I win the lottery, I'm not working again, but I will definitely still tap into my
Right.
hobbies and stuff.
That's like the thing I love about women is like you just have to word it differently.
But it's
It's
like
like
this.
it's like you just chill. Like it has to sound good.
A guy doesn't want to
Yeah.
compete with your extracurricular stuff. You know,
Yeah, or
if
your
he's
career.
a guy that has his stuff together and he makes enough money to provide a good life for both of you, he doesn't want you to work. He wants
Yeah,
his
and
wife to be at
that's
home,
different. If
and he
if
wants.
my man has said that, okay, if I'm secure and know that he has enough funds to take care of everything, and he say, babe, I don't want you to work. Like, I'll take care of everything. I don't want you to work. Then I say, okay, I'll take care of the house, but I'ma still, like I said, have me some hobbies on the side. And to me, that's still like work, because I'll still be
Yeah.
doing something here and there. That's why I'm saying, like,
That's just keeping your mind busy. Work is you gotta when men go to work, we don't just do it to keep our hobbies and stuff. No, we go to work because we have to in order to survive, to provide. So when you use the word work, you have to understand it's not the you're meaning it something different. So say hobbies or keep myself busy during the day because work
okay.
is work. You
Yeah,
know what
no,
I mean?
we want a
Yeah, you saying like
vlog.
a full 9 to 5. No, I'm not saying like a full 9 to 5, but I would still want to,
Right.
keep myself busy. I'll say that, keep myself busy.
See it
But
like
I wouldn't mind, like, if I wouldn't mind being a stay-at-home wife. That's not something I'm going for. But if my man is like a millionaire, billionaire, and he say, I don't want you to work, I'm
you
not
have
foot.
this is the only year you can bag one of those. Remember that. This is the only year you can bag
And you're
that
in
guy.
Dallas, you better go down to the stadium.
Like dead ass. After
Cowboys.
that, you're
No,
gonna have to
she
have a
doesn't want
dual
a cheater,
income.
so she
Oh
don't
yeah, I
want
don't
a
want a
cheater.
cheater. That's my number one rule. No
Yeah,
cheating.
try. What if you never knew?
Good luck.
What if you had no idea? Would it still matter? Probably
You
not.
know how I'm gonna find out, because dudes
No,
throw off
no.
women
You're,
pH balance.
you're gonna start
Trust me,
smelling
a man that loves you will never let you find out. The ones that slip up don't even really like you.
Yeah, but I feel like too, though, regardless, a woman gonna always know, for one, because I always find out, and it's not because just somebody told me. I put pieces together. Women ain't stupid; they know
You're like,
they
my
Okay.
man.
pH
And
balance is
then
Okay.
the pH balance, that's the biggest thing. You put my
Okay.
pH balance off, or you
All you
shifted
gotta
my
do
If
is
schedule.
if
clean yourself up real good. Your pH will be
hold
fine.
on, hold on, hold on. If a tree goes down in a forest, does it make a sound? Yes or no? You're not in the forest. Just right now, if a tree were to go down, does it make a sound?
No, I don't know.
You
I
don't
wouldn't
think
hear. Wait, no,
you
it
don't
would
think
make
a
a sound, but I
tree
wouldn't hear it.
you
I
know
wouldn't.
it's yeah, you can't hear it, right? But you know it's gonna make a sound. You need to
Mhm.
think of that like men. Like honestly.
And
They're
you know
gonna
what?
cheat.
And it's not all like. Here's the thing. All like just like how guys like always like love the bitch about hypergamy. Oh, hypergamy. She's
all
gonna
men
leave me for. It's
Yeah.
like it. They may all of them can cheat, or
Yeah.
may have the inclination to,
They all want to cheat. Yeah.
or
Uh,
you want the guy to be able to cheat but not act on it. You
if you
know?
don't want a cheater, this is the age range you go for, 43 and up.
Yeah.
So
She's so
that
right about
Ugh.
that. She's so
if
right
you
about that.
if you if you go between the 20s, you're fucked anyway.
Yeah,
But like
I can't just wait till I'm
30,
in my 40s.
the whole 30s are cheating the highest.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like
that
I know.
Speak for
Virgil
yourself.
more than the 20 range.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because that's
That's
when the guys are valuable. Guys aren't valuable until 30 to 40 usually.
I get
Yep.
And
that.
that's whenever they have the beard, they dress nice,
Yeah,
they
they
got the
feel like they
experience.
somebody.
Yeah.
that's when the girls DM them on Instagram.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah, and it's probably like
Swaps.
I would never do that, and yeah,
You know
you're
what's
not
crazy?
that old yet.
That's so true because I never got like any wild DMs until
Mhm.
I was competing and got in the film industry. Then I started like opening my DMs like, oh, who's are these? I don't even know who these are. Like trying to match the titties with the face. Like who do these belong to? You know? But yeah, it didn't happen until my 30s. I never heard about this like all that. That was crazy.
Yeah,
It was
you're
wild.
gonna hear a lot of mixed things about age gap relationships. I promise you, a guy that wants to marry you and doesn't have the testosterone to cheat, but still has a sex drive, is gonna be like 43.
And
Yep.
if you can find a guy, like again, if you want to go back to the religious aspect of it, you find a guy that is involved in the community, involved in the church, not just showing up on Sundays every once in a while, that takes an active role in it. Those are all good buffers. These are just buffers. They help, keep this accountability in place to where they don't act on it. But again, just like women, men our innate nature, the fleshly nature, the sinful nature is human. And
But that's
people
why I
will act
say
on it.
it's different than having a man that's just in the church and then having a man that's actually saved and sanctified and full of the Holy Spirit. If you don't have all
How
three,
many
then
people
you're
said they're
not. You're
crucified on
gonna, of
Friday at
course,
the club?
You need a reformed hoe, is what you need.
Yeah.
the
I'm
ones that
like
are retired.
settle with the Christian. Like yes,
Yeah, like the
Christian
Christian
is
guy is
great, but
Reaper Pope.
settle for the Christian if
Nah,
you can't lock down the high value guy. Like fuck.
no.
In a
I'm
way,
I'm
you're kind of right because they're gonna like
Yeah,
not gonna wild out like they used to when they're younger. But then when
yeah,
you find out all the wild stuff that they did when they were younger and they won't do that with you, then you're gonna have a problem with it. Like, wait a minute.
yeah. It's like I wouldn't like I don't
My
know.
girl
The
lets me say all
church
my
is
wild
woke.
shit. She doesn't care.
No, well, you're different. Okay. You guys are the exception, you and your girlfriend. It's so annoying. You're always like, we don't do that. And I'm like, you guys don't fit the standard.
I'm always gonna say it, but no, guys, we're running up at the 2 hours now. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming, Torsha. Thank you so much, Glenn.
Yeah, no problem.
nice
Thanks
I
to
for
meet
having me.
y'all.
yeah,
Nice to
no,
meet you.
I'm just happy that I got to try this out. Like we did the audio and stuff all differently, so we can hear y'all through the headsets now instead of the TV and shit. Like everything's
Woo.
fixed. I'm gonna start doing a lot more of these shows, a lot more callings. Glenn, I gotta have you on even more, man. I'm gonna be doing a lot more streams. Torsha, guys, I think we're gonna be doing something special with her.
Yeah.
On Sundays coming up soon. So
Holy
definitely,
Sunday.
yeah.
Ooh,
Every-
I'm thinking about starting like a Sunday sermon thing. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
something
every morning, bro. Sunday morning, red pill sermon.
red pill sermon. That'd be cool.
Yeah, dude, I would show up.
But
Here.
I'll be in Dallas in like I think June. They'll be out there
Oh.
in June with Phil
Hit us
Foster.
up. Hit us
Come
up.
up.
Oh,
I
where
was
you
just
from?
I was just there in end March. I was in there in the beginning of March.
Damn, we
And I
barely.
tried to reach out to you, but we got busy. But yeah, like we were in like Colleyville or something. No, Richland. North Richland.
Where are you from right
Richmond
now?
Hills.
I'm in
Los
LA.
Angeles.
You're in LA. Okay, yeah, dude. Yeah, please, dude. As soon as you call, or yeah, I already got your number. So yeah,
Just hit me
bro.
up. I'm
I
down to
cannot
collab.
wait, man. Torsha, you too. You know, anytime you're always welcome. Hopefully, like we'll be able to fly you out here soon.
Hell
for
yeah.
something special that we're gonna do. But no, I really appreciate y'all for coming on and just making this a really special Wednesday show. And thank you so much for coming and being a good,
For
a
sure.
little person that we could debate and talk about all these things. Thank you so much.
Oh,
It was a
thank
really good
y'all.
show. This is one of our best Wednesday shows by far. No,
Woo.
oh yeah, $10. I forgot to check this out. While listening to the women sitting next, Sergio endorsed traits that are opposite of what men look for in women. I think about the defeated look of Vivicia A. Fox
Vivica
whining.
A. Fox.
Vivica A. Fox whining online. Good luck, ma'am.
Well, that's fine. I
And you
don't
know
want
what?
any man that doesn't want me. I want to weed out the ones that's meant for me. So
There's a
I'll
simp
take
out
it.
there for you. I promise. There
Hey,
is.
Vivica's a sweetheart. I did a movie with her called Marriage Made in Heaven with Tom Arnold. She's a
I love
sweetheart
it.
to work with.
I love
That's
her.
awesome. No, that's dope. I don't even know who that is, but that's fucking dope.
It
She's
was
a
a it was a, it was a it was a Hallmark movie.
This is a Hallmark movie.
Vivica Fox.
No, dead ass. It was a
That's
Hallmark.
the
It was
one.
a
That's the one
Hallmark.
that played Diamond on Players Club. I'm actually named after her.
How crazy! Wait, Diamond's your real name?
Yeah,
That's fucking wild. That's why it came up on my caller ID. That's
yeah.
crazy. I was gonna
I
ask
was
you that. I was
named.
like, how did you get them to put Diamond as your caller ID?
That's my name, my real name. My dad named me after that. After Vivica Fox.
How crazy. Well, shit, guys. No, thank y'all, everybody who else came in. I don't know if Rolo's still here, but thank you, Rolo, for coming and showing up, bro. That was awesome. Thank you, Donnie, for producing tonight. And Torsha, Glenn, I will talk to both of y'all soon. So watch for the DM. Thank you for coming again. But yeah,
Thanks.
peace
Y'all.
out, guys. Good night.
Bye.